Danny,
Yep.
begin.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
Going
go.
live.
Anyway.
And we're live. Okay, let's
Anyways, that's what-
continue
that's
continue bitching about the hoopa now.
Alright. Commence with the bitching.
I can't believe
I
it.
don't know what else to say about it. Like this, it's so bad.
Danny?
It's Tencent. What the fuck are you doing?
So,
Yes.
Hey, so you want to occupy 2 lanes at once with your entire team? Well, now you can. Just add a hoopa.
Smoke repels every day.
I just remembered I've met
believe it. I can't believe we're starting a Curse of Strahd stream with Pokemon Unite.
Yes,
We
yes, we are.
started it in weirder ways.
Well, welcome to Spiffy Needle Geeks.
Yeah,
I'm
welcome
surprised this is what
everybody.
you're questioning.
Yeah, welcome back to session 10 of Curse of Strahd. I
Featuring
guess we should...
hatred for Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, hatred for Pokemon Unite. Don't play it. Shit game. So this is gonna get demonetized really fast. But for anyone who may be new here, hi. My name is the Kooky Celtic. I am an artist, writer, and streamer over on Twitch, and I'm also friends with these guys here, and I am their DM. We are going to have a rather chill session tonight because the last couple sessions, as you probably can guess from the recap, have been pretty harrowing.
My poor girl. My poor girl.
Especially that poor girl. And you know what the worst part is? None of the characters know what happened. Not even her.
Nope.
Yeah, plus this week has just been fucking crazy with what's going on in the world right now. So it's like, yeah, we need a break. Even if it's for a few hours, just, you know, we really need a break.
Yeah. And if you know someone who has been suffering from everything that's going on in the Ukraine, know that there are resources to help show your support.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't support directly, you can always spread the word.
Yeah.
Even the tiniest things can help those who are hurting.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I gotta get on the 20, fuck.
Yeah, everyone,
yeah.
Go ahead and get on Roll20.
I can't believe it.
I am
I,
already here.
I had to get on. I had to get on Roll20 to get everything set up. So
Yeah.
I'm already ahead of you kids.
I forgot. I
And I've been on Roll20 since 1 p.m. today.
Damn.
my other DM.
Me no talk, brain empty.
Yeah, we got a few stick
Yeah.
people. Or empty brain people, depending.
Well, brain
Yes.
empty because hoopa put a portal there.
Yeah. So if anyone, again, I already mentioned this, but I'll just mention it again so everyone is, on the same page. If you're not feeling well under any capacity, don't feel forced to keep playing. I'd rather you take the time to recover than to waste time playing a sloppily narrated D&D game run by me.
Okay, see. No.
Later, nerds.
No.
To be fair, my brain empty because hyperfixation.
Yeah,
So-
and you've been busy all day, so it's excusable.
I've been
Is that
also
what you
busy
meant by the
sleeping
writing?
as well.
Okay.
I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing you can spend your time doing.
Hey, I have a hyperfixation too.
And
We all have hyperfixations. You know what my hyperfixation is? Melia Antiqua from Xenoblade Chronicles.
My current hyperfixation doesn't come out till July.
Mine has to do with a very cute boy named Prototype Saber, aka Arthur Pendragon.
Oh.
I've been
Alright.
I've been playing a lot of Cookie Run Kingdom. Does that count?
I don't have any
I
at the moment.
mean,
I've been playing some Cookie Run Kingdom available on mobile devices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
so
It's like,
if you-
2 weeks. It's like, yeah, Dark Cacao Cookie just fucking dropped.
Alright, so
I hope I get them.
Yeah, I don't have him.
Also-
I've got Affogato. I don't have Dark Cacao yet.
You
Okay,
gacha
so-
players.
It's like,
looking at
Never
the clock,
understand.
yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
This
Yeah,
stream
mobile
brought to you
mo-
by Genshin Impact, except
Yeah,
not
okay.
give-
mobile game involving
Yo.
cookies. Of course, that's gonna
Okay,
get.
okay, everyone. It is 7 p.m. if we're all quite ready. let us begin.
Yep.
You all awake the next... Yeah. You all awake the next day, recovering from all the recent altercations that took place last night. So... Kira, let's start with you, since you had the most
Most
direct...
traumatic event.
Yes. Let me finish. Let me finish setting the scene. Since you had the most traumatic events last night, how do you spend waking up for the day?
Okay, so Kira is a little groggy. She's still trying to get over, like, because that really stressed her out, because she doesn't know what Mr. Dreadlord did to her. Like, why did he block out this memory? Like what did he tell her that he needed to block out? And like, there's so many thoughts going through her mind. Like, and the voice of Arissa still kind of haunts her. But she slowly opens her eyes. She looks around. Her bed head is still, bed head. She stretches, feels around her neck. Sure, there's no, like, that's what she's paranoid about, is like, she's gonna wake up and, like, find another bite mark or something like that.
But instead of that, you do see by your side, Corey and Copper, who you now know to be the spirit of Sergei von Zarevich. And he says to you, "Good morning, my child. I am quite relieved to see you well."
I'll be fine once I get some food in my throat.
Not a problem. Please take all the time you need. I will wait patiently.
Thank you. She nods.
And Corey, how do you reply?
I was just wondering, have I actually seen the dog friend talking yet?
Last night, everyone did see Sergei sort of come to the surface, but yeah. And do keep in mind, he did mention that he has watched over you guys, over you both since you were kids.
Yes, I remember that now.
Think of him as like sort of a guardian spirit who just came to the surface.
So
Yeah, let Corey finish.
Well, have you had a good sleep at all?
Well, I don't really require sleep per se, but I did ensure that there were no other intruders in the winery while you slept. It would appear my hard work paid off. You're welcome.
Kira just pets Sergei.
Sergei kind of leans into your hand a bit. Oh, sorry. That was awkward. Old habits die hard.
It's okay. I didn't.
And you actually see him raise his paw as if to cover his mouth as he's coughing.
Kira couldn't help but giggle. It's like, I should have said this last night, but it's an honor to meet you, Sergei.
And it is quite an honor to meet you as well, Princess Kira.
Oh, please, you could just call me Kira.
Kira it is.
I suppose technically you met us a long time ago.
True. But I didn't have my senses as I do now. And as I've said, Corey, it is good to see that you have grown into a fine young lady yourself.
Thank you.
And he looks at your arm and says, that must have taken a great deal of sacrifice.
Well, to be honest, I didn't have much choice in the matter.
Sergei immediately notices your reaction, Kira, and says, "Do not worry. You will avenge those who have fallen, and save those who have need of your skills."
Yes. I assure you, the golden dragon blood that runs through my veins is screaming at me to avenge those fallen people.
Just remember to not let anger cloud your judgment.
I shall not. I shall strike when the time has come.
And with that in mind, let's move over to Sugash. How are you getting ready for the day?
I'm trying to get them to let me in the kitchen so I can fucking cook for
All right, they're all in there, and you can hear Adrian hearing you pounding on the door, and he's like, "It's not ready yet."
I mean, is there anything I can do to... Look, I'm not used to... fine.
And Adrian looks over to Dag, who's like getting the parsley together, and he's like, "Adrian, let them in. And he's like, "Huh? Okay." And he sort of Dag sort of chases after you and says, "Hey, Sugash, you can help squeeze the oranges. My hands are full with the vegetables, so."
Orange juice?
Cool, better than sitting around doing nothing. Am I right?
Yeah, come on in. And he heads back into the kitchen, and you help squeeze the oranges, and you even decided to save the use the ones that have been left over, and added them to a sort of like a fruit tray sort of deal. There were plenty of berries still left over from last night. Yeah.
Fruit tray.
Alright. And for Mimi,
Pass.
how will you get ready to face the day?
I guess the same as usual, though. Oh yeah, faces same as usual. There's a reason I'm silent. I'm not sure.
What a
just
mood.
kind of.
Yeah, and you know what? That's okay. So, to give an outward picture of what Mimi could be doing. So she gets up, sidles on the side of her bed, kneels down, and she makes a prayer to her patron, Mishakal. And faces the rest of you and gives her greetings.
Hello.
Good morning.
Did you sleep well, Mimi?
I think. Yeah.
Well, hopefully breakfast will get everyone properly awake. Food always helps.
Well, I'd ask about the other. How about everyone else?
I'm okay for the most part. I'm still a little shaken up, but I'm okay.
Admittedly, I slept okay.
And as the two girls mention that, you look over to see Ark. Everyone present in the room sees this. You all look to see Ark just standing by the window, staring off into space. And Ark, you begin to mull over everything you've just learned. Most importantly, the fact that you were once dead. And before your death, you were a part of some experiment? Were they changing you by force, or is it a conscious decision to be changed on your part? Why were you being tampered with? What were they pumping into your body? And that is when Ricky and Kedrot begin to approach you.
You know,
Are you still with us?
I'm sorry, Discord kind of like cut you off there for a second.
Oh. Ark, are you still with us?
I suppose.
Oh, Mimi would like to say something.
you know, I'd ask if all of you, but I don't think you sleep, Ark. And Ricky, do you even sleep?
No.
Yeah, that makes sense. How are you, Kedrot?
Well, I've certainly been kept... Well, can't say I slept too much. I was kept up after a number of things were happening last night. Not just with Ark, but when we found... and we found Kira. My mind has been on a constant brainstorm. Kedrot decides to just sit down next to Ark. Just kind of puts a firm hand on his shoulder. We may not know the answers just yet to everything that may have happened, especially in regards to your past. We may not even be able to answer it ourselves. That may be something you may need to find for yourself.
You know, the more I think about it, I think you may be right. I mean, all this time, I just thought that if I just went straight to the source, or at least what I thought was the source, then maybe then I'd get my answers. But every time, I always ended up with nothing, or thrown in the wrong direction, and... Well, I guess really last night was the first time I really came across any kind of truth, and it was thanks to you two. I guess I gotta rethink how I approach this now.
I have one question to ask you, Ark. Despite knowing the truth now, who are you? Who do you see yourself as?
Well, that's kind of a loaded question, but, well, I guess as far as, like, the basics go, well, I'm a hunter, I'm strong, I am a monster, and I would like to think I'm your friend.
Then, Ark, if I consider you my friend, then you don't have to worry about being seen as a monster.
Look,
And aside from all that, it seems despite the truth, you're still willing to embrace the same Ark as I knew since we started this journey.
Yeah, you just kind of see Ark just smile a little bit at that.
Aww.
Ark, when you're up for it, I'll give you those lessons.
All right.
I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
Who do you want to be?
Who do I want to be? You know, I honestly don't think I've ever thought of that. All this time I've been trying to find out who I was. I've never really thought about who I want to be. I guess I really felt like I couldn't even begin to ask that question unless I knew who I was.
I feel like that may be something you'll be able to answer when you perhaps find the source of your problems from the past. And considering everything else that's happened on our journey, I feel like that past is going to end up confronting you instead.
Right.
Perhaps this could be an opportunity to be someone else. Not the Ark of old, who was experimented on, but instead who you are. A kind, loyal friend who's willing to put their own life on the line just to protect an innocent.
Yeah, that certainly does sound nice. I mean, I can tell you this. From what little I do remember, of just feeling trapped and just scared and powerless, I don't want to go back to that.
I don't think anyone would.
And as you make those points, Kira walks up to you next, Ark.
Ark, I've watched you since we've all joined together and we're questioned as the Tarot Court. In a weird way, you are our tower. You protect us from the heaviest of lightning strikes. You are a strong, strong warrior. Probably even stronger than any of the warriors I have seen in Virtus Lenore. And in a weird way, you have a gift. To come back and just becoming this strong warrior. You use your powers to protect those that don't have power. And that's something I rarely see in people who obtain power. Please don't ever lose that sight, that you have a gift. Also, see what I did there, guys?
Yeah.
Cards.
No, I couldn't tell.
Well, open your eyes, maybe.
With great swole comes great responsibility.
And if I may, I see we have a 10 Canadian dollar donation from a Mr. Maniac. And he says,
oh, wow.
He says,
first donation in the stream.
Yeah, he says, if I may share some words of encouragement to our lovable Zombird Ark. Take these words from one who walked a similar road, however you will. Overcome everything to become anything. Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, you mind if I steal that quote? Thanks.
Mr. Maniac's fucking based.
I mean, hey, since it was donated to us, we should put in important things to know. Okay, what's the exact,
Overcome everything to become anything.
You know, in a weird way, that's kind of like the tower.
Appropriately enough. Yeah, appropriately enough. You hear a voice in your head, Ark, as another memory comes to the surface. It was when you were a hatchling.
Aww.
And there was a group of Aarakocra children just walking away as you sat there alone, poking your stick in the ground. And then Basilka shows up, puts a gentle hand on your shoulder, and says, "Do not listen to their jeers, little brother. Overcome everything to become anything."
And as Ark thinks back to that, he puts a hand where on the shoulder where Basoka's hand was in the past. Like he does that, and then he just kind of like, I guess like kind of like turns his head, no, bird-like, to the shoulder, and he just says, yeah, he just whispers her name, Vasilka.
And as you thought back to that day, you hear Adrian calling out to you all as the smell of maple syrup, along with fresh batter being cooked, and the scent of eggs and crispy bacon. You hear him call out, "Breakfast is ready, everyone!"
Food!
And you also, as you scramble to the kitchen, you hear his father, Davian, cry out, "Oi, what's the pipes on you, laddie? Damn near gave me a heart attack!"
Just so everyone knows, Curry's pogging.
Right.
And it has been canon that Kira is a food junkie.
Yeah. And we can get everyone in the kitchen if you'd like to.
I'll just drag my butt over there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Stop
Oh, sorry. That was me.
Every time!
Well, technically, in this case, it's the child stepping on the big bird.
Like,
Yeah, okay.
Ricky
I was trying to help out.
could totally sit on Ark's shoulders.
I mean, character, yeah.
I mean, he could.
Let's get Anya in here too.
To be fair, like half the party could sit on Ark's shoulders.
This is
Not
true.
necessarily one.
This is true.
I mean, they can certainly try.
I just had this cute idea that Ark just picked up Kira when they found her and just carried her on his shoulder back to the
Or
room.
maybe Kira insisted on riding on his back, and Ark's like, okay, don't know why, but okay.
Piggyback ride.
And then it just sort of became a thing afterwards. I can totally imagine that. Okay, so you see before you, you see some pancakes with fresh strawberries and oranges, drizzle of maple syrup, and you enjoy your breakfast, which even Elvir had to comment on it, saying, very good this. You've outdone yourself this time, brother. And Adrian says, it's only breakfast. I learned everything from our dear sister. And he looks over to Stefania, who is busy feeding baby Yolanda, and she says, I'm with Elvir, Adrian. You've long surpassed me. And Adrian just sort of like awkwardly rubs the back of his neck, saying, well, I thank you. To which then Claudio looks over to you, Kira, and says, Kira, how are you feeling? You okay?
I'm okay for the most part, she says, having kind of has a little pancake like holding out of her mouth.
And he's like, good. I wanted to help your friends to come look for you, but
Kira,
Yeah.
your mouth is small. Cut your food.
Sergey actually looks up at you, Kira, and says, do as your knight commands.
Kira just has this annoying face, like, listen, I'm not in the palace, I just want to enjoy my food, okay?
Well, I mean, they've got a point, Kira. I mean,
And his mouth is full.
Davian just gives you... Davian and Elvir both give you very heavily raised eyebrows. You can see where Elvir gets it from.
This is such an anime moment.
Somebody needs to draw this moment.
Don't eat with your mouth full. It's disgusting. And eat your food so it fits in your mouth.
The child has spoken.
See, the ghost is talking sense here.
Kira just go.
How am I supposed to eat if I can't have my mouth full?
and then Stefania actually looks over to Yusugash and says, "Please don't talk with your mouth full."
Between either eating or talking.
Alright, Kira gulps down her pancake. Sorry. It just rubs the back of her head.
Adrian just sort of chuckles and says, "If you were looking for Aster, he's already left for Krezk."
I figured as much. We'll be heading out very soon.
Before you do, you 7 need to begin making deliveries to Krezk and Balaki.
Sure.
I hope you don't mind, but, Stefania gets up and looks out the window, and she says, "You can see that we've already taken the liberty of putting all the crates on your cart, so you can deliver it to the Krezk once you get there."
Alrighty, thank you very much. Kira in the back of her mind.
I think Discord cut you off.
Yeah,
oh wait, did it?
Exactly what happened.
Yeah, Kira, Discord cut you off. Discord, you're fired.
Discord, you're fired.
I didn't cut off, I was just being quiet because I thought the DM was going to say something.
Barry, edit that out.
But... Yeah, Kira's just enjoying her food. She's basically going to put everything about you-know-who in the back of her mind. Just going to forget about him. He ain't important. She's with her friends. And she's just
let's forget about talk. I meant, no.
I wasn't...
That's rude.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. That was rude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know Mimi was a savage.
No, that was TP. Don't.
Yeah, TP's the savage. Mimi's a sweetheart.
I did know TP was a savage.
I'm gonna bonk TP with a freaking with the bonk stick, and
savage stick.
And I won't think twice. And I won't think twice about it.
But you only bonk them if they're horny.
I don't have to bonk them if they're horny.
Wait, then why am I not constantly getting bonked?
Always horny.
Because Ricky has.
Because I haven't found a baseball bat yet.
Okay, so you know what? We'll bonk you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times.
Every time he thinks of Bismarck.
I haven't got a baseball bat. Just wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so back on track. Sugash, you begin to notice as Mimi is eating her pancakes, you notice that some tears are rolling down her eyes, but she quickly wipes them away. What do you do?
Sugash is going to, is gonna kind of go over her direction. He's like, because he finished his food fairly quickly because he's a fucking beast of a man.
I'm pretty sure you just called the character fat.
Are you calling me fat?
No, I didn't call my character fat. I'm just saying that he eats fast. He can have a naturally high metabolism but still eat a lot. Thank you very much.
I know, I was joking. that's a very true fact though. So go ahead.
So he's gonna be like, hey, I mean, are you okay?
Yeah, it's just memory, that's all.
Okay, if you need to talk to anybody, don't be afraid to let me know, okay?
I'll let you know. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about that sound you heard just now.
I'm worrying.
Dread.
Metroid Dread?
Well, you don't know what it was about because it's a nat 20, so don't worry about it.
Man, you wasted a nat 20. How do you feel?
I didn't tell you to roll, so that natural 20 goes nowhere.
Man, my blessings are working.
Yeah, when they don't need to.
It's like Will Wheaton when he's out of game. Like, when he rolls, he's fine, but when it's in the game, no, he rolls like crap.
Because of course.
Wouldn't be a curse if it worked in game.
A Curse of Strahd? But
the Curse of Will Wheaton, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Keep the screen going, use the right format.
Yeah, step down, Strahd. That's not your seat. Get up there, Will Wheaton.
Oh my god, I just had the scary thought of Straw being voiced by Will Wheaton.
Based.
I'm the king, bitches.
Will Wheaton, we are so
it.
sorry.
We're done. You have murdered me. I am slain.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. To move this along a little bit. You guys finish your breakfast. You've finished getting ready for the day. Fortunately for you, Ricky and Ark, there wasn't really much to get ready. You just have your equipment and yourselves, and that's pretty much it.
Your lips had a loud burp.
And once again, Elvir and Davian give you a shared raised eyebrow. But then they look to each other and they go, impressive. Yeah, not bad. I can do better.
Well, I did kind of sneak out of the castle to go out to the countryside for a bit.
You what? No.
Okay.
Alright. Thank you. The first of many.
Bonk.
Please make that a thing.
If you're asking, yes, I did just set that up just so I could do it.
Nice.
Amazing.
Anyway, so
thanks to the Mardikovs for a great breakfast and for helping them out last night.
And Sergei sort of bows and follows after you. And then Claudio just looked to his mom and said, "Mom, did that ghost dog thing just don't question it, honey."
My guardian angel. He's a good boy. He's a good guardian angel. Pet, pet, pet.
I do have a name, but thank you for the pets.
It's a good... Alright, Sergei. It's gonna be kind of weird. I hope you don't mind I don't accidentally call you Copper sometimes.
It doesn't really bother me, no.
Alright.
But just Sergei will do.
Very well, Sergei.
And if you don't mind, perhaps it is a good thing for you to call me Copper in public. I fear that those who learn of my name will use it as a means to
get
hurt
word
the rest
to
of you.
Yeah. I need to talk to the others about we need to stop using his name altogether.
Yes. What was that call sign you gave him? Strudel von
Sour Patch.
Sour
Yes.
Patch, yes. I thought so.
I mean, he is quite the Sour Patch. I have a feeling I know what spell he casted on me last night, though. Although it's in my more advanced studies in magic.
I'm sure we can discuss it along the way.
Correct.
But for now,
I gotta go
get
get
the road.
Yep. I gotta get the horses and wagons ready.
Right.
Wait.
So
hold on. Before we do.
Oh yeah.
I don't suppose.
I finally got that one working. I'm happy.
Awesome.
The best button.
Okay.
Anyways, I suppose I don't suppose that I assume that everything in this house belongs to you guys, right?
Yeah, been the family for generations, and it will continue to be in our family for generations.
Including the things that the previous inhabitants might have had?
Well, whatever they've taken, they've ended up here because they never went anywhere.
I'm pretty sure the Murkovs did a thorough check when they got the winery back.
Just wanted to make sure in case. Just.
And Adrian
I'm just making sure nothing is out of place.
Adrian approaches you, Mimi, and says, "We appreciate your concerns, but do not worry. Whatever we may be missing here, we will find it. And if we don't, we know who to contact." And he gestures to the rest of you, of course. And Davian then says, "Alright, go and make your first delivery then." And Elvir chimes in and says, "Oh, don't worry, you will be paid."
Good, because I'm low on money!
Just be sure to make your first delivery to one. Let me check my ledger here. Rather dense list here. Excuse me.
Then take your time.
Give me 1 second here. Like I said, dense ledger. Could have sworn okay. Look for one, Elisabetta Lanston. She's the owner of the Grey Gopher Inn. Let me just put that in important things to note so you guys can copy it down in your own notes. And, you know what? I will also add, Alright, you got it down?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Grey Gopher Inn, though. That is quite a name.
I like the weird red names.
Yeah, I'm going to give a slight spoiler to the module. The original Curse of Strahd didn't have an inn or tavern in Krezk. So I made one up.
I am disappointed in you, Jordan. You did not call it the Steakhouse Outback.
That's not appropriate for this campaign, though, so Grey Gopher it is.
We can have for a different one.
Yeah. So, out to the road?
On the road again! With a guardian angel.
Out to the road. Alright.
The only way to start an adventure.
Alright. So as we're traveling, Kira is going to say, "Alright, you guys, I know we've been dropping you-know-whose name a little bit too much. We need to stick with the safe name just to be extra safe. Also, we need to start establishing a little buddy system. I don't want anybody to go anywhere alone from now on.
Except there's one thing to consider.
Yes?
When you suddenly vanished yesterday and we were told that you were gone, was there anyone that was... You mean to tell me nobody else within the house noticed someone came in and whisked you away?
No, I was asleep, but I swore I thought I heard Arissa's voice.
Arissa's voice.
Yep. Most of what I mean is that if someone were to have came in and dragged you away, at least somebody within the house should have at least heard something. A crash, a break-in, or whatever.
Well,
You would think. I didn't hear anything.
Especially considering a lot of us were in the same room.
right, and Copper, by the way, you guys, from now on, still call him Copper, even though we know who he really is, out of safety reasons.
Understandable.
Didn't need any sleep, so you figured he would have heard or seen something.
I can tell you what happened.
Yes?
Before I could detect who your captor was, I felt this strange force, and it caused me to seize up and temporarily enter a different plane. It was only after the spell faded that I came back to my senses.
You think it was him?
I don't know. May I roll an Arcana check to see if I may heard of this spell?
You can certainly try.
Alrighty. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Actually, I would like to too.
Oh, you want to provide the help action, Mimi?
Yes.
Alrighty. Oh, good thing,
So
because that
roll
was
with advantage.
Alright, that was a 10, thankfully, so let's try again. Woo! Okay, that's a lot better. That is an 18.
I also
Okay.
got an 18.
Oh, for the help action, typically, I don't think we really explained this, but I think how it works is,
Oh, by the way, there's an old Ricky token up here.
Yeah. Whoever,
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, basically whoever, offered to roll first and then someone else offered to help, the first person usually gets advantage. So let's run it like that from now on.
Yeah.
Okay. For a record, the 16 was my first roll. So
Okay.
the 16 was the base number I added my Arcana.
Yeah. So either way, Kira,
Remember, Kira has studied. Sorry, Kira has studied magic like for 4 years of her life, so she should know something.
Yeah. Mimi is also a pretty adept mage, but from your role, you pick at your brain for what spells might have been used on Sergei, to the point where he couldn't even move, let alone see what was going on in another plane. So you begin to conjecture what spells might have been used.
Kira digs deep in her thoughts, going back to the age when she was 14 years old. Spell. What is it? Chapter 17. So what spell was it that I could have thought it could have been?
What do you think it is?
Oh, God, there's so many. Dimension door, maybe?
You think that to yourself at first, and then you thought, no, that wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
Because he mentioned that the planes were shifted.
Etherealness.
Oh,
Etherealness?
plane shift.
Plane shift. Okay.
Holy shift.
All right.
I
So
mean,
Kira.
it could also have been Blink.
Yeah, but doesn't Blink only work on oneself?
Yeah, Blink only works on yourself. He literally
Alright, so
said
Kira-
planes were shifted. Plane shift.
Right, so Kira thinks chapter 17, moving spells. Plane shift. That it's gotta be it. That's the only spell I could think of.
And Sergei says, yes, that's correct. To think I could have been so foolish to not notice such a spell.
Do not worry. So whoever did this is definitely one hell of a caster.
Again, do you think it's him?
I don't know.
I mean, that mark did appear, so...
Hang on a second.
Yes, Ricky?
You said you swear you heard your friend's voice.
Yes.
Did she study magic?
Yes, it was, but it was only for like maybe a year after she joined the Royal Guard. It's required for the rogues to study certain magic spells so that they can get away safely.
One of those spells wouldn't happen to be plane shift, would it?
I want to say no, but a part of me says yes. I really wasn't. It is a possibility because even though I am the princess of my kingdom, I really wasn't allowed to really interact with the soldiers or what they do when they're studying. That followed.
Corey?
Yeah, I'm having a think too.
My issue.
You were one of the soldiers, correct? Would you know what they made you study?
Admittedly, I focused mostly on martial things, so I haven't paid as much attention to the magical side of it.
I remember Orisa studied under one of the metallic dragon clans.
Plane shift is a rather high-level spell.
It really is. Only the most advanced casters can learn it.
Could I roll to see if I could recall anything about it?
Yes, Corey, go right ahead.
Yep. What am I rolling? History?
Yeah, history or arcana, your choice.
Okay, arcana is slightly high, I'll do that.
I will provide the help action as well.
Oh, thank you. That was a bad roll. Oh, that's a better roll. Okay, I rolled a 14.
14, easy enough. As best as you can tell, and from what you can recall with your time spent with Orisa, there are a number of rogues who apply spellcasting to their craft. So in this moment, you remembered that, in basic terms, Orisa is essentially an arcane trickster.
So yeah, how skilled can arcane tricksters get? Can they reach 7th level spells?
Could I delve back into my knowledge back of Etheris? Into warlocks.
Yeah, for you, let's have this be history.
Okay, got a +4 to that. Let's go. If this was Arcana, it'd be +7.
Right.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on.
That is 19.
Fuck yeah!
19. Okay.
I'm mostly searching for something incredibly specific, because a lot of warlocks in Etheris worked for vampires.
From what you remember, not many warlocks can attain the ability to cast plane shift, because their power can only grow so high. Of course, there are individuals who do tend to cross classes, but even then, they would have to invest more time in one profession as opposed to another. And I noticed there were some discrepancies, but that's okay.
Can I see if I am familiar with some sort of occult magic users that are known for being able to shift between planes in this manner?
Yeah, go ahead and roll either let's see. History or Arcana, your choice.
Okay, so not investigation, so unfortunately either way I wouldn't get my bonus D4.
Yeah, investigation's more direct anyway.
Okay. They're both the same modifier, so cool. That's an 18.
18, easy enough. From the best you can recall, from what information everyone else is gathering, you do recall a sort of a counter group to the Keeper of the Feathers. Ones that use magic to either inconvenience or debilitate anyone willing enough to oppose Strahd. Your memories are starting to come back to you the longer you're spending in Barovia. The name of the organization is escaping you, but you do know that, yes, they are well adept in magic and deception.
There is a counter group to the Keepers of the Feathers. They are adept in magic as well as deceptive practices. No doubt someone like that would be someone more inclined to be willing to use information to deceive someone, especially in a tired state.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
How much detail can you pull up on them? I think I've just pieced something together.
Without remembering their name, it's a little bit limited at the moment. I've been remembering more things the more I'm here, though, so I'll probably remember it more later.
Kira?
Yes?
You don't suppose she was the spy?
I know, I want to say no because she's such a good friend and she helped me in so many things, but I don't want to say that. If she did betray me, I would just, I don't know how I would react.
Well, let's hope that she wasn't.
I pray to Bahamut she wasn't.
I want to be optimistic and tell you that she probably just didn't, but I can't rule it out that easily.
Hope she isn't, but be prepared in case she is.
I will be prepared. I mean, I've already got enough.
If it comes to it, we will have to kill her.
I don't think we have to kill her, but I do want to, if she is the traitor, I do want to capture her alive. Virtus Lenore doesn't take traitors so kindly.
How fanatical was this group, Sugash?
Do I remember how fanatical they were?
You don't need to roll, but from what you can gather, In basic summary, yeah, they were totally worshippers of Strahd.
They were like 100% worshippers of Strahd.
Sugash, safe name.
Strudel.
Remember that.
Strudel. Force of habit. I'm sorry.
Fine.
Something tells me, even if we do capture her alive as she's the spy, she's not going to go easily.
She is one hell of a rogue, I know that. She was one of the best. But taking her down will not be easy. However, we also have a rogue that can outplay the rogue. As she looks over to Ricky and just kind of gives a smirk.
If she's been doing this for as long as you say, I don't know if I could match her abilities.
I just pray she's not the traitor, but everything is starting to add up that she might be the traitor. But if she is, I have quite a number of questions for her. Why?
Fanatical devotion to a tyrannical vampire.
Kira looks over to Corey and has that worried look. Like, she knows that she's already lost Xavier, she's lost Haka, and now she fears that one of her best friends is a spy.
I understand, Kira. I feel the same way. But just take it as it comes. Hope for the best, expect the worst.
Steady.
I have a couple questions.
Go on.
Was she known to be secretive?
She was. She didn't really talk much about her past. I mean, I've been to her house a couple times and everything seemed normal.
And did she have a habit of disappearing?
When I first mentioned I was the princess, she did run away. She tended to stray away from a lot of people. Like, she didn't really like big crowds.
Big crowds offer a lot of faces that may recognize you. Running away when you find your mark to get yourself a better inform. I'm all of these things, they were exactly what I was taught. Inform who you work for. Stay away from crowds as they have too many people who could recognize you. Speak not of your backstory. Do not let people to your hideout.
Kira's heart is sinking at this point because it's starting to add up that, yeah.
She was also quick to run when the wolves attacked when we got here.
Yes, I thought it... I've seen her take down dire wolves before. But the fact she ran away wasn't because it was him.
It's like she
Ricky couldn't be seen having pulled out a small notebook that he has and just going through things that's been written down in it.
I'm sorry. You say she took down direwolves on her own?
Well, not on her own, but she did take down quite a number of them. Hell, one of her trophies that she's so proud of is that she has a direwolf thing hanging in her house.
And she ran when we were accosted by him in that form, right?
Yes. I called out to her and she just kept running.
At this point, Ricky is almost shaking as he's trying to piece all of this together.
I don't know how to say this, but I think she came very close to completing her goal.
Which is delivering me to Mr. Strudel.
But upon the sight of her oh so reverend lord, she got overwhelmed and left. However, if you say you heard her voice, it doesn't sit right with me. You don't talk on a kidnapping mission.
I just remembered something.
Yes?
Yes?
Kira, do you remember seeing any sort of symbology of eagles around there?
Would I remember something like that, DM?
You don't need to roll. From what you remember from the moonlight, if it was Arissa, her face was obscured, but you did see a clasp, just, around the cloak. You do remember some sort of bird insignia.
I faintly remember something. It was very dim, but I could have sworn I made out the figure that dragged me. Or that shadow, that from Arissa's voice I heard. I saw a bird-like symbol. I don't know if it was an eagle or not, because it was really dark.
And would I recognize that description to match up in some way with the Eagles of Shadow?
Right away.
So it definitely was the Eagles of Shadow. And you've never seen Orissa wear anything with an eagle on it before that?
No, she was very proud of wearing her branch of Bahamut.
Corey, you can confirm this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I need to go back through my notes
Well,
of what...
then again, I suppose if she was a spy, it wouldn't necessarily be made that obvious.
That is true.
Going on, good friend spoke during a kidnapping mission, and making the affiliation obvious. Running away when... I have a theory.
Go on.
He's now scribbling frantically in the notebook.
I think she was working for Strahd, like this entire time she has been.
Brutal.
Look, if he's going to listen to me, he's going to listen to me. I think she was working for him this entire time, but knowing you and Corey may have changed her somewhat. Because when you kidnap people, you don't talk, you don't tell them anything, you don't speak, and if you do, you don't use your normal voice. And you absolutely do not wear any iconography of the group that you work with.
Signs of hesitation.
Betrayal.
I remember her faintly saying, "Don't struggle."
I think...
You know, now I'm thinking about it, she did sign up to become part of the clan of the Eyes of the Brass Dragon. They were known as the Deceivers. They specialize in capturing enemies alive.
But even then, that group would likely tell them, do not speak during a kidnapping mission.
Yes. They would not...
I think...
Valix is very strict.
Don't talk over each other, please.
Sorry.
Ricky, you finish.
I think she may be planning to betray him. All of this just comes together as really sloppy work from, as Sugash described, a fanatical group of magical rogues. This doesn't add up.
So what is going through your mind?
It seems that these loyalties are much more complicated than we have enough information to realize.
If there even are royalties to begin with.
He rules through fear, and maybe you taught her to try and confront it.
He closes his book and quickly stows it away again.
We can only talk about this when we're on the road, okay?
Correct.
Nothing in towns, nothing around anyone else.
I just talked to Arissa. I need to know what's going through her mind.
We'll have to do a little bit more searching for information, and then we'll resume this talk. For now, I think we should get moving.
Hop, hop, hop.
He seems like incredibly nervous at the moment. Like this is something far outside of the field of his expectations.
Keep an eye on the shadow, just in case we're being followed. She says in a low whisper.
I just knocked over my fucking drink.
Oops.
Oh no!
Get the sham wow.
It's the
Quick, get the ShamWow!
He'll be saying
the-
wow every time.
Straight
he
onto
uses
me
wow.
fucking keyboard.
Oh,
Oh god.
Oh,
Okay, so Ricky's
Strudel!
Okay.
God
Curse of
damn it.
Water!
Ricky's
Curse of
having a
Strudel.
break right now. While he cleans keyboard.
Curse of Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Baha boom.
It's Monster, actually.
Oh.
No.
Curse of Monster Energy. I knew
Baja
that drink
Blast.
wasn't good!
I've already spilt water or tea on my keyboard.
I don't spell a thing on my keyboard. I am a smart.
Look, I accidentally punched the can, okay?
Curse of Cat. Curse of Sterling. There we go.
He would never.
Loki, on the other
Don't
hand,
even try and lie about that. All cats are bastards.
you
Them
say
and
it.
their cute little faces and their big eyes.
Mr. Maniac Ricky, oh no, I spilled my milk. Kendra, you doomed us all!
No! You killed us all!
Speaking of which, thank you again, Maniac, for the $5, $5 Canadian donation. And for that, and for that, he says there are two types of people in this world: those who I want to hug and those who I want to punch.
No imagery.
Guess who's on the?
You should
guess
probably
who's on
try
the punch
punching
list?
me, otherwise I'll stab you first.
Oh jeez.
We're on our way to Krezk.
All cleaned up.
Right.
Good.
Awesome. Cool. Right.
Cross the
So, as you all had your conversation.
Also, Kira will talk about the metallic dragon clans to the group.
Yeah. Hang on. Let's get to the right place here. And we'll also change songs as I do.
Corey, do you still remember meeting Scar?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, Mr. I'm strong. I don't take orders from anybody, especially from the golden, quote-unquote, big shot. Even though he's a complete bean when it comes to the royal babies of the royal family.
Alright. Here we go.
How dare I be on the hug side? Don't you try and touch me.
Alright. So, let's change gears here. The road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot-high wall of stone, reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin, white wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell comes from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed to. It's hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up from the walled settlement to the abbey. The air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement, and you begin to see a familiar sight in these guards here. And oh wait, hang on. Let's fix the cart here, make it a little bigger.
I was about to ask you. Can you fish my?
I can't delete my old token. I hate this. I hate this.
Wait, where is it? Here it is. Yeah, I got it. Gotcha. We'll place the cart behind you for posterity.
That's funny.
And then the guards look over to you and they go, "Halt! State your name and business." And one of the other guards, the one on your right, goes, "Oh, hey! We remember you!"
"Hello, we bring wine."
"Ah, good. He points. "Is that it right there?" On the cart.
"Yep. It's for, hold on, I need to look up the name again real quick. It is for Eliza Betta Lanston."
The Grey Girl for
Elizabeth Lanston. That's how you say your name. Elizabeth Lanston.
I'm sorry. I'm used to saying Eliza because that's one of my OC's names.
Yeah, no, it's Elizabeth Lanston.
Yeah.
It's important things to know in case you guys are wondering.
A delivery for the Grey Girl for Ian.
Perfect. She was looking for those deliveries for some time. We'll let you in.
All right, we're in.
And the gates open with loud creaks. And as you enter the premises, the guards look over to you and say, "Oh, and once you're done, be sure to visit the Burgomaster. There are some new arrivals that I believe you would be rather familiar with, and he did hear from the grapevine that you would be interested in talking with him."
"Yes. Thank you very much."
"Thank you."
And
with that out of the way,
this music.
Let's see here. The mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between stands of snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. To the northeast, great cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to an abbey is easy to see from where you're standing. Filled with bountiful harvests and a distinct scent of manure?
This is very familiar, Kira. Sense that Kira is very familiar with. Her worries just melt away and she just closes her eyes and she's smiling, like thinking back. Oh, nostalgia. I'm just missing my old work clothes.
Nostalgia does not smell good.
I'm used to the smell. I mean, remember, Taka was a stable boy.
Actually, as you enter the village, immediately, when compared to the likes of Valaki or even Barovia Village, many of the commoners turn in your direction and they begin to crowd around you. They don't seem hostile. In fact, they seem curious. They even, one of them even approaches you all and goes, "Howdy there!"
Howdy.
And at this point, Ricky
Hello.
fucks off to the roof of a building.
Are y'all delivering some wine to what was it?
The Gopher Inn? Yes.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Would you be
What
so
y'all want?
Could you be so kindly at pointing us the right way?
Sure thing. And then the commoner starts walking a little ways forward, and he gets as far as here and says, just go straight from there. You'll find the inn over yonder, and just a few feet next to it is the burgomaster's cottage. Can't miss it.
Much
Can't
obliged.
miss it. Sorry.
Much obliged. As Kira suddenly
Sorry,
adopts
my control over the accent just sort of got away from me for a sec. Right there.
Much
All right.
obliged, partner. Thank you very much. As Kira is now developing kind of like this countryside accent.
He gives you a bit of a look, but he lets it slide. He's like, that's a little weird, but I'll allow it.
That's a force of habit. Just
I
this.
didn't know you had the Krezk accent.
I'm not gonna lie.
She's even thinking in it.
I'm not going
Ricky
to
hates
lie.
Americans confirmed.
I'm not going to lie. There was a week I managed to slip away from my father, and I managed to spend a week in the countryside. And that's where I kind of developed it by mistake.
Yeah, quick aside, developing an accent is way easier than you might think.
Yeah, it's true.
It do.
Mm-hmm.
I hang out with
I
my
have
friend.
accents.
I hang out with my friend Kitty, and I sometimes accidentally develop a New York accent or a New Jersey accent.
Right.
It's honestly the reason why I sound English.
Outside of Ricky, you guys all sound very American to me.
A lot of the time I'm told I sound incredibly English because
I can hear it.
Sometimes
I
you do.
apparently
I can
do.
definitely hear it.
Like, you
Look,
still sound
it's-
mostly Italian to me, but...
I can
accent
obviously
is
sound like a
getting-
real right fucking cunt of an Aussie, but
Oh,
most
yeah,
of the time
okay.
I sound like a fucking mutt between an Englishman and an Aussie, and
Yeah.
people always hear the English first.
Yeah, I can see that.
Pip, cheerio then. Let's have a fucking mug, mate.
Right,
Yeah,
anyway,
mate, go down
I'm
a
gonna
bottle
beat your
iron.
ass.
All right.
Nobody
all
knows that I'm from the South. It's wild.
Oh,
right. I can hear it though.
Now we know.
Now we know for sure. The mystery has been solved, folks.
right.
I
Can't
have
be
people.
Can't
I
be over. We
legit
found out
have
the mystery.
people down here. Like they'll interact with me. It's like, where are you from? New York? I'm like, no.
Not it.
now I hear the
No,
sound
he
in
says.
here.
No, he says politely.
And then I say the word y'all, and everybody gets it.
Yeah.
No.
You know, Boone, I can definitely see you being the type to say the Optimus Prime no. It's like, hey, Optimus, you want to see something funny? No. No.
Anyway,
I do that though. That is my humor.
Yeah, okay. So, not to be rude, but let's change gears here because I assume you guys are all going to go to the inn.
Yeah, we got booze to deliver.
yeah,
Got booze to
Kira,
deliver. All
We
right.
have alcohol.
yeah,
Alcohol.
Kira,
No.
yeah, and we have a couple minors, but Kira is really
So-
dead.
So, let's do that. And we'll raise the music a bit higher because it's a little loud, quiet. Was I about to say it was loud? Anyway, as you step inside the inn, you're met with a warm and familiar sight. A warm fire, a packed dining room with people laughing and drinking, and the scent of meat and vegetables cooking in the kitchen just across from you.
Food.
But, to your surprise, you see a couple familiar faces from Barovia Village. And actually, one of them comes up and greets you and says, "Good morning! Welcome to the Grey Gopher Inn. How may I..." And she pauses as she realizes who you are. "Hi! It's so good to see you all. How are you?"
Oh, hi! How did you
Oh,
get
hey,
all
what's
the way
up?
over here? How'd you get all the way over here?
This is Sorvia.
Hi, Sorbia. It's nice to meet you. Meet you again. She sticks out her hand for her to shake.
And she just hugs you. Just gives you a big hug.
I need never hit. Hold on, I need to say this.
We knew you weren't dead.
Yeah, Kira in her head. Never in my life have I ever needed a hug.
All right, come. Let's introduce you to the owner. Follow me.
Also, hi,
Is that
Aunt May.
fucking Daniel Radcliffe?
Maybe.
Also, hi, Aunt May.
The benefits of not having to draw everything.
Well, I know, right?
Aunt May. Aunt May.
You know what?
The fucking
Yeah.
tavern.
All right, so
Bird, don't step on me.
Elizabeth is like busy cleaning the tables as she notices Sorbia coming up and says, "Oh, hello there. Welcome to the Grey Gopher Inn. My name is Elizabetta."
Hello, we bring wine from the Wizards of Wine.
Oh, thank you. We've been waiting on this delivery for weeks.
No. It's on our cart.
Sorry about that. I was getting some stuff together. It'll be great to finally deliver wine on a regular basis again. Tell me, how was the winery? And what exactly was the holdup?
Sugash, you want to tell her?
And Sorbia just makes her way back into the main room.
So I'm not going to sugarcoat this. There was a bit of a druid problem.
Yeah, Ark just shudders at the word druid.
And Elizabeth closes her eyes in understanding, goes, "Oh. Yeah, they've been popping up like weeds lately. It's not good for business."
Yeah, don't worry. We took care of the immediate issue, and hopefully in the future we will take care of the more long-term problems.
You could even say that they lit up like weeds.
Elizabeth chuckles and says, "I like you kids."
He holds up the fighting chain. I'm gonna go weed whacker right here, as a matter of fact.
Impressive. Very impressive.
Let's just say we had to uproot the problem.
Okay, you may want to work on your puns, but I will let you all know, if you're looking to stay the night, tell you what, it's on the house.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and I really should also... She reaches under the cupboard, and she holds this combination lock, and she rotates a little bit, and then it pops open. And you can see within its contents... Hang on, let's... I know I put it somewhere. Okay. So there's she unlocked a locked chest which contains... Let's get this thing and important things to note.
Yeah.
And let me double check if it's right. Yes, it is. Okay. Inside the locked chest are 75 Electrum, 35 Platinum pieces, 2 Elixirs of Health, 3 Potions of Greater Healing, and a great bag of tricks.
I will
Give me the bag of tricks.
Give me the platinum pieces.
Okay. So Ricky, you want the bag of tricks?
More shit to throw at people.
Reason enough. Okay. Let me get the thing for you, and then I will DM it to you. Alright, where are you? There you are.
This means if I wind up with the Electrum, that means I actually have to deal with fucking Electrum pieces now? God.
That's what it said in the module.
Yeah, Electrum
And-
is the native
Well,
Barovian.
well,
I'll take
75 Electrum is like, well, 75 Electrum. I know how to convert that. That is, it's 2 Electrum to 1 gold. So
Okay, so
yeah, it's the only one that doesn't do it in tens. That's why it's weird.
okay, so who would like the 2 elixirs of health?
I'll take there are 3, and I'll take them.
All right.
I already have 2, so.
Well, no, yeah, there's 2 elixirs of health. It's just there's 3 potions of greater healing.
Yeah, there's 2 elixirs of health, 3 potions of greater healing, and that's it in the way of magical items. Everything else is just money.
I'm gonna take the platinum pieces.
I already
Hold on.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Because what we should do is count up how much money all of that is, and
Right.
split it up properly.
All right.
Because it's not. Because y'all know platinum pieces are money too, right?
Yes. A lot of money.
If you give any of it to Ricky, he's just gonna buy more weapons to give to children.
Yeah, that's
It's a good cause.
Yeah, which he has yet to do. So next time we go to Velaki, we should probably let him do that.
That is the plan. That is the plan.
So
I will
the
be
total of the
taking a
money
contingent
is-
to teach the kids how to fight.
Sorry. Boone. What was that? Okay.
So the total of the money is 387 gold and 5 silver.
Nice.
Okay,
So
so
let me
if
get my calculator.
yeah, I'm just about to do that. So like, if we divide the 387 amongst the 7 of us, at least 55 gold each.
Yeah,
And
we could
there is still some pieces left over. So
it's like 55 and some change each. So I think what we should do is treat it as us adding 55 gold to our money. And the leftover can go wherever we want it to go.
okay.
I mean, Kira is more than happy to hold on, like, to the change and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll give Kira the change. So
Is that
I'll
okay, Kira?
calculate that up.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Just give me
The
everything.
change is
altogether.
basically 2 gold.
Okay, so 2 gold.
Yeah.
All right.
So Kira will get 57, and the rest of us will get 55.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah, that's actually a lot simpler. Like sticking to one currency system is pretty
Yeah.
easy.
Do you see why I fucking hate Electrum?
Yeah, fair enough.
Everything
Okay.
else is everything else is just multiply, divide by 10. Easy peasy. Not Electrum. Electrum has to
Electrum's
be.
meant to be the weird shit.
Kira,
Yeah.
I will keep that in mind then.
Kira over here admiring all the gold because shiny and because, you know, the dragon blood. Shiny.
Ricky is just investigating one of the fuzzy things he's pulled out of the bag.
And
It's a biscuit.
And he drops it.
he drops it.
He drops it. Oh no.
What? What did you do?
It turns into a direwolf.
What?
Okay, so as Ricky is rummaging through his newly acquired bag of tricks, suddenly this fuzzy little statue of a direwolf begins to actually morphing and transforming into a full-size direwolf, and some people you can see are already like getting up and out of the table, going like nope, and leaving the store.
Is this
Sorry,
your?
Well, have a nice
I
day.
didn't realize it would. He's a big one, isn't he?
Ricky.
Is it friendly?
Right. I'm taking that from you.
No. No, I'm going to make good use of this.
Ricky.
Wait.
He seems friendly enough.
Okay, can you go, please?
Does?
Adam?
Right.
Okay.
If you're still interested in those free rooms, would you mind putting that new fuzzy friend of yours up in there? We'll make sure the staff takes care of them.
I'm not sure why, but I get the feeling he's not going to be here by dawn.
Well,
He
storm
seems
policy.
magical in nature. We could set him outside. He seems to just do what I tell him.
I think that might be for the best to, not to freak out. Maybe away from the inn. Maybe
away from people.
And
I have an idea.
Okay, though.
I have an idea.
as
Yes, because that's totally not going to scare potential customers coming in.
I want to send him off
Direwolf
to go
outside.
hunting for meat for us.
hunting for meat.
Yes. I want to send him out of the town to go hunting for meat.
All right. So as the direwolf begins to motion over to the doorway, they sort of double back and enter the kitchen, where Elizabeth is going like, no, bad.
No.
The forest.
no.
Go to the forest.
And the direwolf just sort of grumbles and continues on his way.
You want me to follow and keep an eye on that thing?
And Mirabelle, who was watching this whole thing unfold, looks over to you all and says, I've missed you all.
Just for that, I'm gonna flip her a silver piece.
As you try to flick it in her direction, in an impressive display, she puts her tray down and kickflips the coin back to you.
Oh,
Keep the change!
I'm sorry, what?
okay.
Sorry,
I
what?
didn't know our innkeeper was a fucking monk too.
No. What the way I heard that is she put the tray on the floor, kick flipped the tray, and knocked the coin back. Like she's on a skateboard.
And in the same breath, she gets it all back on the tray.
That was incredible.
That was
And actually,
fucking
you know what, for
amazing.
flavor, she appears right next to you, Ark, and says, hey.
Oh no, not again.
Ark's eyes are just going back and forth like, hey.
She's flirting with you.
And
Yeah, I'm going to
Alenka,
sleep.
who was like busy cooking, is going like, hey, what's going on over there? I'm trying to cook. And Eric is like,
She's just saying hi.
Ark, can you
And-
help me go unload the wines and help me bring them in?
right.
Yeah.
You can hand them over. You can hand them over to Doru. He's just over there by the fruits.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no problem.
He's over there by the fruits.
Yeah, the fruits.
Um.
Out of character, not gonna lie, he hella cute.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as Kira goes to get the wine, is anyone interested enough to go check on Doru? Since he does look a lot different compared to the last time you saw him.
I'll go have a look.
I'll go.
And I think Ark's
I
going
will
with Kira.
probably be going to help bring in the wine first.
Doru's over here in the kitchen. All right.
Yeah, I know. I said I was going to help with the wine first.
Oh yeah. Okay. So as everyone else gathers the wine, Ricky and Kedrad, you head over to the kitchen to see a rather, well, still gaunt, but rather cleaned up version of Doru, and he looks over to the rest of you and says, "Oh, hello. It has been a while. How are you?" And he looks over to you, Ricky, and says, "You've changed."
So did you.
Well, I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but the girls are, well, busy running this place. Once we get the wine all loaded up here, I can order us some refreshments, and then we can have a chat for what's going on. Oh, I didn't cut out, did I?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
rather interesting. All of us together have shown quite a bit of physical changes with ourselves.
Yes, well, I'm still rather weak. Haven't been eating properly for a long time. But I'm very happy I don't have to consume anyone's blood again. It was a horrible experience.
Have you considered treating yourself?
Treating myself? Oh! You mean... Yeah, it would be nice to relax. For once.
You're in the perfect place to do so.
Great. I'll, And Elisabetta, who's, like, sort of, cleaning the tables, making her way over, checking on Doru, says, as if with a second sense, "You're okay, honey. Take a break if you need to." Oh, thank you, Elisabetta. Yeah, she does that a lot.
She's just concerned for you is all. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's nice to have compassionate people here in this land. Certainly unlike Barovia Village. In a strange way, I do miss it.
Perhaps, if things go the way that I hope they do, things over there will change just as well.
Right. And as you all have this conversation, everyone else returns with the wine shipments.
Eve! Oh! Eve!
Okay.
You know what? Let's have Kira, Sugash, and Mimi make athletics checks.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna use my metal dice for this one.
That is a 13 from Sugash.
Okay, 13 from Sugash.
Does a 13 pass?
A 13 from Mimi. Wait.
No.
Oh, so
I'm asking for Sugash.
Say your roll first.
That one.
Okay, 13 for Sugash. 15 for Kira.
Could I technically roll again if Copper here provides the help action?
No, doesn't work like that.
I tried.
Mimi rolled a natural 1. Okay. So, as everyone manages to get the wine shipments into the building, Mimi, you felt like you were carrying them forever when really it's only been like a minute, and you had to put it down and take a breather. You're so tired. And then you see Ark standing next to you.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just fine. I just need a...
And Sergei looks over to you going like, "You said you could do it."
Yeah. I can do it. She tries to pick it up again.
Are you sure you don't need help?
I'm gonna make another athletics check to actually try and pick it up.
You know what?
10.
10? Okay. It's a little... It seems as if, as you're lifting it up this time, it feels heavier. You can barely get it to lift off the ground. And at this point, Sergei just sort of looks at you, Ark, and just gives you a sort of like help him look.
Yep.
Help her look.
Yeah.
Help her.
Yeah. So so Ark's gonna go over and he's probably, I imagine he's probably got like one barrel like hoisted on one shoulder, and like with his free hand he'll reach down and like from the bottom and like help lift the bottom of the barrel that Mimi is trying to lift. So the two of them are holding it together.
Yeah, perfect. Easy enough. In fact, since you're so swole, you don't need to roll.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Carrie's like,
Right.
heave ho, heave ho.
And then, as you and Sugash were carrying your crates, you see Ark just cruising by, going like,
Show off.
This is a casual reminder that Mimi has a negative modifier in strength.
yeah.
I'm pretty certain the only person with a lower. I'm pretty certain the only person with a lower strength modifier is the literal ghost.
Yeah, Mimi has a strength of 9, so a -1, and Ricky has
a 7.
Yeah, 7. So his is worse.
Yeah, of course, his is worse. I'm not saying mine is the worst. I'm saying the only character the only person I am canonically stronger than in this group is the literal ghost.
Yeah.
Or at least strength-wise, you know.
All right, so
Mr. Maniac's like, carry Mimi with the barrel.
I can just actually see that, just like Ark picks up the barrel that Mimi is carrying and just like accidentally is carrying Mimi with him.
Yeah, he would.
She's just like dangling and like kicking her foot, like, oh, put me down, put me down, put me down.
All right, so with all the, with that,
maybe I need. Okay, she's just catching her breath. I may have needed a little help. Thank you.
No, he's like, yeah, no problem. Speaking of which, where do you want all this?
Doru just points over there.
All right.
And easy enough, you managed to gather all the crates everyone helped bring in, even Mimi. And you place them on top of the barrels for later use. And
just a normal stable day. Stable.
Sugash is kind of winded. Just I'm saying that because of his low being a little bit on the low side, not like super low, but a little bit on the low side. He's like, okay. All right. Nice seeing you, Doru. If you guys need any help in the kitchen, don't be afraid to let me know.
Eric goes, huh? And Alenka says, what he means is we would love to have your help with the salmon.
Fish.
Yeah, sounds good.
How did you guys get all the way out here, if you don't mind me asking?
Doru steps up and says, we can discuss that over brunch. He asks Elizabetta, what time is it? Close to 10 a.m., honey. Yeah, does anyone know what brunch time is? I'm only just using the word.
11 a.m. to like noon or so.
Ah, perfect. Everything should be ready in an hour. I just need to make some more. He holds up a couple of apples, some salads for the customers. And you actually do see some more patrons make their way into the shop, the inn rather. Now you buy things. This is a kind of shop. That's wrong. So, to pass the time, Sugash, let's have you go ahead and, make a performance check.
Performance, huh? That's a 5.
May I provide the help action, because I'm actually pretty good in performance?
Are you good at cooking?
Well, this is performance, right?
But are you good at cooking?
Yeah, like, can you do like can you do like Benihana? Can you do like the Japanese restaurants?
I could attempt it.
this is definitely the equivalent of, can you hit it from here?
I can try.
Considering your talents don't really fall into the line of cooking, I'm gonna have you say no, you don't do that.
Okay.
And Corey got pastry. Nice. So, you know what, Sugash? Hang on.
We can, in fact, flavor his failure as being tired and just not being willing to admit it.
Yeah, that's fine. So, you're still groggy, from everything that's happened. So, you weren't really, performing at your peak, unfortunately. But, Alinka says, sorry, Sugash. We can take over. Can you, help pour some wine for that woman over there? And you can tell that she knows you're trying to help, but you're clearly not at peak performance yet.
It's like, yeah, sure. Maybe I should give myself a little bit of more of a break than nothing.
Eric just rolls his
probably
eyes.
Easier.
Yeah, Eric just rolls his eyes.
See, Eric probably just knows.
Yeah. Although, in the corner of your eye, you do notice that, between Eric and Alenka, they do seem to work pretty well together. Which, you didn't get that, from when they were in, Barovia Village, but here it seems there's something going on? You can't tell.
Ooh, some shipping going on.
Insight check.
You want to actually roll insight?
Yes.
You know what? Sure. I got the perfect response for it if you do.
Dirty 20.
It's love!
Josh actually smiles a little bit, like... It's like,
hear that? Even Bakugo knows love.
Sugash kind of smiles a little bit, and he's like, you know, maybe I'm just in the way a little bit at the moment. Maybe I should just back up a little bit.
You need to go up to take a rest, Sugash? I mean, we do have free rooms for the night.
Oh, actually, let me go ahead and reveal the top layer.
Ooh, those are fancy rooms.
Yeah. And way more space, too.
You know, if I'm being honest, probably.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You want me to escort you upstairs, Sugash?
No, I appreciate it. I can handle it, though.
Are you sure? I just want to make sure you're okay.
Sergey actually chuckles and says, "No need to treat him like an invalid, Kira. He'll be fine."
I'm not. I'm just, concerned. That's all.
Actually, for the next hour, how would everyone like to spend their time before their brunch with Doru?
I think Kira's probably gonna go outside and just take in the smells because it's so nostalgic to her.
All right, so Sugash, you're going back to bed.
Well,
let
me elaborate on that. Sugash is going to lay in the bed, but he's going to be antsy enough where he can't actually sleep.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah,
I hate that.
I totally get it. So you're just like laying there, hoping eventually you'll just pass out, but nothing happens because your mind is stirring.
He's at the very least resting his muscles at least, but no sleep is happening here.
Yeah,
especially since it's only an hour.
You know what? That exact thing it has been happening to me for the past couple nights. It's annoying.
Yeah, I need sleeping pills to help me get to sleep when I ever have those kinds of nights. It's so annoying.
It's like I could use sleeping pills too, but I don't want to rely on pills just to sleep, you know?
I feel ya.
I'd rather, have it happen naturally.
It's understandable.
Kira taking in the smells. She's petting Celicia and Trevor. Just having a good time with the animals.
By the way, this is one of my favorite tavern themes in any video game.
Yeah.
It's from Witcher, go figure.
She's also checking over the horses, making sure they're okay.
All right. I don't know. Wait, hold on.
Sugash is upstairs.
I'm thinking of going into my room for a split moment, mainly because I want to get into contact with Ellison real quick, and then I want to see if I can afterwards, Ark, if you want to do the thing.
Oh, yeah!
Alright,
yeah.
So,
yeah, Ark can do the thing.
Alright, hang on. Let's get the appropriate music going in that case. So, Kedra, where are you staying? Okay, you're staying right there. And of course you picked the blue bed.
Of course you picked the blue.
Actually, wait, no. Hold on. I should pick a green bed to be more appropriate.
Oh my god.
You know what? Yeah, fair. Yeah. Alright. So, Kedra, as you head upstairs, you, tap your pendant when, suddenly, before your very eyes, a projection of Ellison, appears before you, and, you get this, you get the visual of her sitting down on a stump, brushing her hair, and she turns around, smiles, and puts her brush down and says, "Ah, good morning, my champion."
It's good morning to you too, Lady Ellison.
So,
I see I've interrupted your grooming session.
Oh no, it's fine. What can I do you for? Business or pleasure?
Well, depending on where the conversation goes, I'm certain you would probably see it in both ways.
Oh, you know me too well.
But there is something important that I do need to discuss with you. I've encountered him for a second time.
Him?
Yes, you're first.
My first. She takes a second to think about it, and then her eyes widen in realization, and you see a wave of emotion stretching across her face. The first emotion was sadness, then fear, and then melancholy, and back to sadness again. How did he look?
Well, he looked about almost the same as when I first encountered him so young, but his eyes looked darker.
Wow, what was he doing? Why is he here in this land with you? What does he want?
Because he's working. He's working for Strahd.
I can't believe it. He's fallen so far.
And he seemed to have cursed your name the whole time.
I suppose that is not without reason. But why did he only show up now?
That I'm not so certain of. But it doesn't get any better. I don't know how, but He wields the Void Blades.
And you see that she's shocked by the revelation. He stole them?
Stole them?
Yes, there's no possible way. The Void Blades were sealed away in the Queen's reliquary, never to be used again, but it would seem that this mission has become more perilous than either of us could have imagined.
Kedra just kind of puts a hand to like his forehead, like he's in a pondering motion for a moment, just sitting here, just trying to reflect on like the past, like the last time that he did meet Durna, and is, well, if there is something that can satisfy you, we did engage in combat. He didn't exactly nick me for anything. Although I certainly sent him packing with some wounds. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get too much out of him after that. He decided to run. It seems, even after all this time, he hasn't changed.
That's disappointing. Again, you hear sadness in her voice, but there's also a tinge of... more than a tinge, an overtone of disappointment.
Kedrat gets up from the bed, and he walks over to the projection of Ellison. He puts his forehead against hers.
And her eyes meet yours.
There's still much that I don't know about his motivations. Nor do I know the exact reason why he decided to go down the path that he did. But one thing's for certain. I know I'm going to meet him again. And when I do, he's going to talk with you, whether he likes it or not.
I doubt he'll listen to me.
He'll have no choice. I won't fight him unless he does.
And you can tell she's having trouble coming up with words, because there is a lot more going on than what she's implying, and she just looks back and says, almost half-heartedly, "Thank you."
There is one thing that I do feel the need to mention. He talked about all he would talk about when it came to aim to you is that at one point that you would abandon me. Just as you did him.
Then he learned nothing.
And that's what I thought. Because despite anything that he said, not once did I believe that you would ever do such a thing. I mean, we're practically one and the same at this point now.
Well, not exactly the same, but I like to think we getting close to being peas in a pod, as it were. Although
you wouldn't go so far out of your way if you had any plans of abandoning me.
But I will at least say this to sway any doubts that are in your heart, if you have any. If you do, though, abandoning you will never cross my mind. Not even to save my own life.
Kedra...
If worst comes to worst...
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. If worst comes to worst, I would rather have you by my side than away from me.
Kedra lifts his forehead from Ellison, and then he does take his sword and he does start like doing some swing exercises for a moment. But he's still conversing with her, but he's also just doing like a couple like practice swings here and there. Like,
of course, Ellison's watching you intently as you do.
Yeah, Lady Ellison, do you know why I never get enraged despite anyone speaking ill of your name?
I actually don't recall ever inquiring you about that. How are you so good at controlling your emotions?
Well, I can't say that hearing ill speak of whoever it is I believe in is not uncommon. You have people with many different kind of beliefs, whether they be ill intention or not. But even the ones that are of ill intention continue to try to persuade me to believe in something else. The only reason I don't believe them is because I've seen what you've done firsthand. What you've done for me. And for extension, what you've done for Meridel as a whole. The things you've done for all of us, all these people out of the goodness of your heart. The fact that I've seen them firsthand. I can never believe in the words of those who know nothing.
She's got this smile that's just been growing and growing as you've been saying this to her, and she adds, there was a time Dona would tell me those exact things. There was a time where he had the utmost faith in me as I did him. But then he just... Anyway, I think it would be a good thing for me to speak with him once we meet again. Because then we can lay our feelings bare, all three of us.
That's the idea. But there is one more thing that I do need to say to you.
Yes?
Lady Ellison, I've never once asked you for anything, have I?
Never.
And yet you can still continue to bear me strength when I need it most.
Honestly, the fact that you never asked for anything in return is why I worry about you so much. It's why I dote on you, but... I know it's difficult for me to say, but your life is your life, and I don't want to impose on that life.
You see, Lady Ellison, it's precisely that. It's why my faith in you will never fade.
I must say, this is a very lovely thing to wake up to.
I figured you'd need at least something to at least have some kind of a good day, despite all the melancholy news.
You speak truly.
I'm going to have to bid you farewell for now, Lady Ellison. I'll continue this conversation later. I have other businesses to attend to with another person in our party.
Certainly. Before you go, tell them I said hello, won't you?
I will. And in the case of the one who I'll be seeing after this, Ark, I think he would make a fine knight of Meridel.
And at this moment, Ark can be seen standing by the doorway.
Thank you for everything, Lady Ellison.
Yeah, everyone's upstairs now.
Oh, okay. That's what I was about to say. Is like, do I need to bring my token up?
Yeah.
You know what? I can do it for you. Make it easier.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything, Lady Ellison.
And thank you for not being the perfect warrior, but a compassionate dragon.
He touches the charm on his chest again as the projection begins to fade, and then Kedrat approaches Ark. So, how is your mind feeling right now?
Well, doing all that heavy lifting, it's seemed to have cleared my mind up a little bit.
So are you ready for this?
Yes.
Right. So, how exactly would you describe the way that you do battle? Your fighting style, perhaps?
Well, I just let my anger just kind of wash over me, and because whenever that happens, that's when my body swells up.
Anger can certainly be a weapon, but also from the sounds of it, it seems you don't exactly have too much of a grasp on the basic fundamentals of combat.
That is true. I mean, I just go.
Then that's where we'll start things off. Of course, the basic fundamentals are something that, even though it may sound wide and varied on paper, the very grasp of understanding just the simple ideas of what you can do in battle is something you can transfer to many different situations. Kedrat places down his sword next to the desk over here. The most basic rudimentary thing of combat. He basically strikes a fist out. Is the punch. It's simple, easy to understand, and practically anyone can do it, even the civilian. It can be executed in many different ways as well. Straightforward, up or down, to the side, even diagonal depending on it. But of course, due to its simplicity and its variety, it's also easy to block.
Okay.
Now,
Ark, I'm gonna need you to hold your hands out.
Oh, hang on. If you're doing this, I need to play more appropriate music.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Ark. I'm gonna ask you to hold up your hands.
Yeah, all right. And he just does so like this.
Precisely. And so Kedrat basically just starts gently throwing some gentle punches and just hitting Ark's open hands. And like this, you're able to block the oncoming attack. Now, there can come a point where your opponent is strictly on the defensive as you are at the moment. And I'm having a difficult time trying to find a way to make an actual attack onto your body. Is this all making sense to you?
Think so.
Now, it would seem at this point, you would think, well, what is the point of a punch if it's so easy to block and easy to tell? Well, that's mainly because, even if it's one of the most basic forms of combat, it's still effective in its own right, just not head-on.
Okay.
So basically, here I am having difficulty trying to actually land a blow onto you. You keeping your blocking up so well. But that's why.
And then that's when Kedrat, instead of punching Ark's open palm, he actually grabs it, gently twists it a bit, and is about to do an uppercut, but barely actually makes contact into Ark.
Yeah, just to demonstrate the motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, at this point, when your opponent's block becomes too good, you have to find ways around it. Sometimes, and going straight forward may not always be the best way to do so. If you have enough strength, you may eventually overpower their defenses. But in the case of facing somebody just as strong or even stronger than you, it may just be as important to try to find yourself an opening or break one open yourself. Combat is a dance between hands, hoping to break past each other.
You know, that certainly does make sense. That certainly would help explain how Strudel can just overpower me so simple, and he's just a twig.
Right. Alright, in that case, Kadrat then holds his hands up. Now it's your turn.
Okay, should I roll for this?
You know what? Since he isn't really, hang on. You know what? Just go ahead and make a melee attack.
Melee attack? Alrighty. Let's see here. 17.
That's gonna hit.
Okay, so the damage is 1 plus your strength mod.
Alright.
Yeah, I looked up the rules this time.
Okay. And let me see. My strength mod is a +5.
So you basically hit Kedrot for 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, but yeah, basically like as I see Ark exchanging blows, like Kedrot is like blocking him every now and then expecting Ark to make the adaptation that was taught to him. Kedrot feels his hand being grabbed, pulled to the side, and then he just gets a clean uppercut from Ark.
And this uppercut lets out a resounding crack. And Kedrot actually ended up getting flown up in the air a little bit before crashing down back on the floor.
Very good, Ark. You picked that up quick.
It's like, finally I managed to overpower you.
Right. Now, of course, now that you understand the basics of how to break past a defense, you now have the ability to transfer that kind of knowledge to other instances in combat. For instance, he does go back to pick up the sword. I do have... Since you typically use the axe yourself, or any other bladed weapon you can find, in this form, combat is still not exactly any different. You're just dealing with a wider target that can possibly block more. But that's why, you have to have a keen observation. When you see a weapon of something like this that covers a bit more, you need to think of ways around it.
Alright, so for this, let's flavor it as contested strength scores.
Okay.
So strength checks, rather.
Strength checks.
So roll your d20 and then add your strength mod.
Alright.
Okay, I got 14.
Alright, 14.
Wait, so I'm rolling a what?
Yeah, d20 strength mod. So just a normal strength check.
Okay. I got a 9.
Okay, so Ark, you managed to overpower Kedrot easily. And specifically, what weapon are you using?
You know what? Let's have this be the halberd.
Okay,
it's like
so...
the poor thing barely gets any use. I really need to rectify that.
Okay. So yeah, like as I basically take the blade out, so I do try to swing it at Ark, not too quickly because I don't want to hurt the guy. Like I'm not trying to cut him up. But like basically it gets blocked at one point. It gets blocked on the first slash. And then I basically then, and then after the first slash, I then look at Ark. Kedra then looks at Ark. That's a pretty good block. But try something like this. And then he basically helps Ark with getting a bit of a different grip on the halberd. And then, as he swings the blade again, he hits the top of it. Now, Ark. Try now, Ark. In some cases, even in some cases, perhaps finding a way to make the opponent's defenses grow weaker may not be the best option. That's why at this point, if you don't see an opening, make one. And then that's when Kedra tries pushing a bit more down, basically giving Ark the idea, parry this.
Okay. Alrighty, and should another strength roll?
Yeah. Well, no. I figured this was just part of the same strength roll. It's just
gotcha.
This is how you overpower. This is how you overpower Kedra.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And so as the blade's getting pushed down on your halberd, I see Ark get the strength to just push Kedra off with the halberd, actually getting him off balance off of parrying the attack.
Okay. All right.
So are you an understanding of this, Ark?
It's yeah, I think I can get the hang of this.
Right. But of course, don't ever always forget the things that you already know about. Sometimes, a little brute strength can help in some situations.
All right.
And as you have this interaction, you suddenly hear someone crying out, "Help! Somebody help! My wife!" And Corey, you rush over to meet this man.
Kira was outside, so she probably saw him.
Yeah, so you actually run in after him, and
is everything all right, sir?
No, my wife just had the baby, but the baby is not breathing. I don't know what to do. So I came here looking for help.
I do have some experience with this during my stationing. If I could be of any help, I'd love to offer it.
Oh, yes, of course. Follow me. And Kira, as you were about to jump to help this man, Corey sort of puts her hand on your pant leg and says,
I've got this, Kira. You rest up. You'll need it.
All right. Be careful.
Sorry, gives a little lizard smile.
And
Kira smiles back and winks.
And with that, Corey has left the party for now.
Okay.
So we'll just get rid of them for now.
All right.
And
Kira...
as this is... Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Kira. Then we'll...
Kira is going back to the two horses, examining them, brushing them, basically making sure they're okay. And having sweet memories of Taka.
Yeah. So, not to break up your side RP, guys, but, Sugash and Ricky, let's move over to you. So... Let's start with stare at the ceiling as he laid on his back, Sugash.
Right. So Sugash is staring at the ceiling on his back. He keeps trying to force his eyes to close for even a little bit because he knows he's pretty tired at this point, but nah, it's just not helping. He was at least relaxing, I guess? Sort of.
Someone's mind wouldn't stop screaming, and it quickly became distracting to Ricky, who was trying to go over the research he'd gotten on this mysterious group of rogue casters. And he sought out the source of this incredibly loud mind to find his companion.
Sugash, is something troubling you?
He kind of like jumps to an upright seated position just out of instinct when he first hears Ricky. It's a bit of panic, and then when he looks and sees Ricky, he just kind of calms down slightly.
A lot of things.
Speak your mind, Sugash. You'll never relax if it's racing like that.
And he crosses his legs, sitting just in the air in front of the door.
Believe it or not, Ricky does have legs still.
He does have them. They just mostly spend their time invisible.
Yeah.
Yep. He just looks away. He's like trying to think, like to find where he can even start. And then he looks back towards Ricky.
I kind of wish I knew how to speak on this because it's complex.
I would start with your fears. They're like a weight pressing down on your chest to the point even I can feel them.
And he just breathes deeply, almost trying to measure that for himself in a way. And somewhere in his mind, he's like, my fears, I'm not. And then he has to think about it. And he kind of slumps, kind of letting his guard down slightly. I mean, I was just told how much of this really is on my shoulders. Even my parents thought this whole thing was my destiny to fulfill and not theirs. I know I'm not doing this alone. I have all of you, but the weight of it, the weight of the task, it just feels even heavier because of that.
Destiny is bullshit. Destiny is just a way of saying it's something that they want to happen. We defy destiny every single day we live here because that pale fuck in the castle thinks it's our destiny to fail. You defied your destiny by surviving, finding a way to continue living.
My destiny supposedly is to end him, Ricky. That doesn't exactly help.
Well, if it's ordained that it will happen, just letting that slow you and weigh you down, just make it harder for it to work.
Right? So yeah, it's stupid for me to be so afraid of failing at this then. So what the fuck am I doing?
And his eyebrow kind of twitches. Like maybe the root of the problem was starting to get reached.
And in this moment, in the corner of your eyes, you see Mimi stepping into the room.
Thank you. I forgot to move my token.
That's fine.
What is
there was
that?
a lot of background noise from Ricky.
Sorry.
I knew it. I knew it. always seemed like
Oh.
Give it a second.
Ricky, no.
Give it a second.
Ricky, no.
Insert Shulk shouting, Ricky! There he is.
Okay, we are back from we are back.
Hopefully. Are you back from hell?
I think that's my aircon.
Okay.
It's not cold enough here. I've got the aircon.
Okay, so Mimi, you were saying?
Okay. For some reason, it's always. I kind of had a hunch since that encounter. You know, it seemed like something was off. Sorry, I was hiding because I was trying to. I saw Ricky go in, and I thought something was gonna go on. I thought you needed help or something, so.
He's just kind of sitting there, and he kind of looks down as he hears that. It's like,
how much of that did you hear, Mimi?
All of it.
Right. I think I'm just not okay. I might have been lying earlier to you,
Really?
and I shouldn't have done that. But I think more importantly, I was kind of lying to myself for probably longer than that.
Well, if you were able to fool yourself, you could have clearly fooled me. So.
It's just hitting me more and more.
Oh.
Van Richten thinks that I'm someone who can do this. Both of my parents do. Everyone around us. They hear the name Belmondo, they realize who I am, and they have hope. I don't know what I'm doing. For once, I don't know what I'm doing.
You could have help. Let's assume that, strudel aside, destiny is a thing. Is there anything in that destiny thing that you have to do it alone?
No.
Then, well, we can do it with you.
I know, and maybe I just need to. I don't know.
Is there anything that says that you have to know? You're just one person. You can't know everything. You can't know what you have to do in 3 years. You can't know what you have to do now sometimes. I didn't know what I was going to do with my newfound inability to pass on. So I did whatever came to my mind. I just let myself be. I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Ark. Sugash Belmondo, who do you want to be?
Ark. Wait a minute. I think I got something.
And you see Mimi rushing out of the room and making her way over to where Kedra and Ark were sparring. And you actually see them clashing with their weapons.
Excuse me.
Mimi?
Wait here for a second. Ark? Can I borrow one of your skulls? One of the ones you kept?
Sure.
I'll be sure to return to you. Thank you.
Okay. Let me see. All right. I will give her the werewolf's head from like before the game even began.
Works for me.
Right.
Like, yeah, because I still have that head, and I also have a wolf's paw.
Okay. Works for me.
And do you rush back to?
Absolutely. She thanks Ark for the skull. Ark and Kedrat both for pausing to let her take it.
You're good, Mimi.
And then she comes back to room. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I might need your help, Ricky, because I'm not quite comfortable with this kind of spell. So, can you help me do this?
What do you need my help with?
Keeping my hands still.
So how do you? How exactly? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, with the she puts the skull down, grabs some incense that she had in her, starts she lights it with using one of the candles that's around. She asks Ricky to help keep it still.
All right.
And she's going to be casting Speak with Dead.
So, how does Ricky steady Mimi's hands?
This is gonna sound weird. Ricky, to do this in a way that doesn't obstruct her view, Ricky is going to use his daily use of invisibility and is going to float inside of her and literally hold her hands from the inside.
Something just flew in me.
But yes, perfect.
It's fine.
You did feel a flash of cold as Ricky entered your body, Mimi, but with his help, your muscles and hands begin to cease trembling as you cast a spell. And from the remains, You mentioned you got the werewolf skull, right?
Yes.
Yeah. From the remains, you managed to resurrect the desiccated but still rather undead-looking visage of the werewolf that Ark had killed so long ago before any of you stepped foot in Barovia. And it creaks its jaw and lets out a gurgly growl. What would you like to do?
So Gosh kind of just jumps out of the bed, a little bit defensively, a little bit like, what the fuck?
She said, she mentions, I'm doing something to, I'm having a talk with someone. Don't worry, they can't do anything. They won't be able to do anything. Except talk.
He does relax a little bit hearing that. It's like, okay.
You can ask up to 5 questions, but they'll only know what you do in life. So maybe that'll help.
I honestly don't know how it would. I don't know this guy. Have we ever met?
Yes. You have actually. This was the werewolf that you guys fought so long ago, back in session 0, actually. It was part of that ragtag group that was causing some merchants some trouble, and this guy turned into a werewolf just as the moon hit the sky.
Why do you work for Strahd?
Because he wants all the help he can get to make the necessary sacrifices. Sacrifices that will allow the freedom of all in this demiplane.
And am I supposed to be one of those sacrifices?
Eerily, the werewolf turns to you and says,
Not only you.
and then he points to Mimi and Ricky as well.
But they as well.
You're still...
Why does he believe that we need to be sacrificed?
Because the ritual requires those of impeccable strength and boundless courage. That is what will free him from the dark powers.
Does Strahd intend for this to end with his own death?
Strahd intends to live the rest of his life as a normal man, and then die in peace. Once his curse is lifted.
Does he think we can stop him?
I am uncertain.
And then you begin to see the corpse shudder and give way before it gently fades back into the paw and the skull.
Sagash seems to be thinking about that.
One of his answers rubs me the wrong way. When you asked about sacrifices, he didn't mention anyone other than us. He didn't say the rest of your party as well. He only pointed to Mimi and I.
It's possible that he only pointed to us because we were in the room.
Sugash, make an insight check.
I will make an insight check right now. Bingus boingus. 17.
Your mind begins to trail, now you're thinking like Strahd. The reason why the werewolf said it so specifically is because no, this is what Strahd does. He misdirects to try and throw people off.
No, this is a misdirection. It's a misdirection. He purposely made it sound like we were the only ones to be sacrificed. Or maybe the sacrifice wasn't a thing at all. And Strahd just told the werewolf that to get them on his side. This is what the werewolf knows. But something else struck me about that. He didn't know if Strahd thought we could win.
My best guess is he didn't discuss the chances of him losing so that people would see him as more powerful.
But he didn't know. He didn't know if what he was doing would succeed. And to him, that was okay. That was fine. Maybe that's just it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And that's just okay.
I think it's time, Sugash. You just let yourself be.
I think so too. I'm used to needing to have all the answers at all times. It's the way I was trained. But I guess sometimes it's better. I don't know. Maybe sometimes it's better to go in not having all the answers.
Sometimes having all the answers is the wrong answer to a problem. After all, everyone is blind when they close their eyes.
He looks at Ricky. It's like, I can't say that I'm just okay now. That everything's just that all of this.
Bumblebee.
No.
That all of this uncertainty in my mind is just fixed. That my mind is just going to stop racing, but I guess that's
It's
okay.
already slowed down a little bit.
I guess it's just okay that I'm not okay, right?
You may come from a line of heroes, but you don't have to be perfect. Perfection's overrated anyway.
Yeah, I'm not exactly in the mood to sleep now. I'm gonna go downstairs and see what Ketchup and Ark are doing.
Oh, they're in the other room. They're in the other room.
Okay.
Yeah, Kira's the one that is downstairs.
Just for a quick visual, I can imagine Sugash making his way down to the stairs over there, and then just like Spider-Man in the scene where MJ calls him out for leaving his clothes on the kitchen floor, he just walks backwards and then just doubles over to where Ark and Ketchup are staying.
He also have to return the skull, so...
Ricky is gonna head back to where he was going over his evidence, now that it is significantly quieter.
Anyways. Here's your skull back.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Sugash, you interested in joining us sparring?
Sure, I could probably use the stress reliever.
I feel so bad for Sugash. He needs a hug.
It'll also be good. It'll also be good for Ark earning to expand his combat prowess.
Mm-hmm.
And Mimi, you're welcome to watch if you wish.
I appreciate the thought, but I'm gonna go check with Corey and Kira.
That's fine. You do you.
Let's just go to the yeah, she's gonna head downstairs.
Yeah.
So
actually, to keep better track of you guys, and to help speed things along, let's have everyone go downstairs and go into this isolated chamber right here, because your time with Doru should be now.
Yeah, Kira.
But, to better center yourself, I just use the alt tool.
Kira is looking a lot happier and looking a lot chipper.
You know what? Yeah, let's just play the tavern music now.
By the way, how are Trevor and Celicia looking?
Yeah. Also, actually, Jordan, I just want to say, could I, while in between that, could I use lay on hands on myself to get some of my health back?
Yeah, you know what? They were mostly flesh wounds, so you don't need to expend any spell slots for it.
Okay.
Easily
Just a
healed.
flesh wound.
Yeah, just a flesh wound.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, I am a paladin. I've barely been able to be using lay on hands.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So next combat encounter, you can definitely use it. Okay, so back on track. Doru it was busy setting the tables for a lovely display of tavern ham and bread, some nice butter to go with it,
Did someone say
There's
ham?
also... Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to find some appropriate descriptions. There's also some collard greens and waffles and eggs. So generally a big smorgasbord of brunchy food.
You could already tell Kira is in heaven because her eyes are like big anime sparkle eyes.
And as everyone is sitting down, Doru says, "Oh, hello everyone. Welcome. He notices, hey, where's Corey?"
Oh, a man came in and said that their wife just had a baby, but the baby is breathing, so Corey went to go help him out.
Ah, that makes sense.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'm sure she'll be right back as soon as she's done. So I hope you enjoy. We understand that this is probably way more than you probably need, but we figured since you're the guest of honor, we should give you the best that we have to offer.
The only thing I request is that we avoid saying his name should we bring him up.
Oh, don't worry. You can don't worry. You can say his name very easily here. Krezk is the only town where you can freely say Strahd's name with no consequences.
Really?
I'm still not going to say his name.
That's fair, but please know that you are safe in Krezk. In fact, ever since Elisabetta gave us our new jobs, we've been living comfortably here. Food is good. Living is quite cheap here in Krezk. And never once has the Dreadlord stepped foot in Krezk because no one would ever allow him.
So
you can thank the Burgomaster Krezkov for that.
So what you're saying is he has very little jurisdiction here.
He has no jurisdiction here.
Oh, good. Is there any houses that we might be able to buy?
There should be some vacant houses somewhere in the residential district, but we'll have to go talk to the contractors for that.
Okay.
In that case, after all this is done, I think it's time I finally got to explaining exactly what my plan is to all of you.
Oh, before you do, I think it's important for you to know why some of us from Barovia Village are now here. Do you recall when Aster mentioned there was a plague going on?
Yes.
Yes.
There was no such thing.
Boy. Oh. That sounds even worse.
In truth, there was this stampede of guards that came roaring through the town. They took Mad Mary, they seized everything in Bildrat's mercantile. That was one of our prized shops. And the inn was burned to the ground. It was like hell on earth.
What?
They boarded off the rest of the city after that. Eddig only just barely managed to get us out alive. Of course, not everyone could leave. Some were too sick to. But they used this sickness that has been going around, which is only a minor fever, nothing more. It was a cover-up. And now we are here, living in refuge.
I see. As Kira ponders, what the fuck?
So in other words, what he's doing is trying to cut off our support network.
Yes, but luckily, Mr. Erig and the Keepers of the Feather thank the Morning Lord for them, have covered our tracks very nicely. But like I said, not everyone made it.
Did your father?
Oh, my father is actually working on renovating the... Oh, what was it called? He snaps his fingers to try and get himself to remember, and he says, "The Shrine of the White Sun." It's a... hang on, what's left in compass directions?
North, south, east, west?
Occidental.
Huh?
I was just speaking Latin. You're thinking of west.
West. Okay, just say that. Oh, it's west from the town square. You can't miss it. The church has been under disrepair for some time, but my father took a look at it and thought it just wasn't fair, so he wants to help renovate it and practice his faith from there.
It's a good thing you're fun.
If you could help him out when you're in the area, I think he would very appreciate it.
Oh, of course.
And Sir Kedrat, I believe you had matters to discuss of your own?
Yes. I'm certain plenty of you, but this more so goes to the people that are traveling with me and my party. This is news that I've been wanting to share with you all, but as I mentioned before, I wanted to keep things vague in the off chance that we will probably having our conversations listened on by any of Strahd's scouts. I can at the very least say that our first plan to spread a few rumors about Strahd went off with a bit of a success.
Perhaps with a little bit of backlash, but if anything, that backlash shows that it worked to some degree.
It did. That is what I was hoping for, after all. But there is one other aspect one other part of the plan that they have not at all once considered. The one that I have been keeping the most quiet about. And I think, considering that we're a bit more isolated away from his forces, it might be the most helpful if not only do you all understand what this is, but it'll make it easier for you all to play along.
Okay.
Huh? Who dropped?
Did someone drop?
Someone came back. Okay.
I was right.
So, when we encountered Rahidin, and I even made mention of my plan, did any of you notice how immediately quick that not only did they become defensive, but even more aggressive?
Yes, they did.
That is precisely where it's coming into work. And above all else, I can tell it's affecting Strahd as well, given how much he's trying to have others not only follow us to hear everything that we say, but try to undo every amount of change that we do.
Exactly my point. We try to make things better, and the fact that he feels the need to try to undo that proves that it's something that's beneficial to us and not beneficial to him.
Speaking of that, with us helping the Wizards of Wine, I think by doing that not only helped us a great amount, but if he does try to undo that, that's going to look really, really bad on him.
Precise.
Yes, because The one thing I've noticed here in Barovia, the people here value wine more than anything else. So by helping the Wizards of Wine and getting the wine shipments back on track, we've done so much good that it's going to be hard for him to try and undo that.
And
Cool.
it's like Rahadin said, loyalty isn't earned, it's bought.
And it's also
However,
deserving.
there's more than one means of it. However, there's more than one currency to buy things with.
Now that is where we get into what I consider phase 3 of the plan. And I think this will be the easiest one for all of you to get into. And then he basically just leans into all of you. He has a bit of a smirk on him. And that's nothing.
I love it!
You see, the moment
Just
that I...
let him be mad at us!
Yes, as you see, it's clear to show that he's a bit unhinged in some senses. Mainly because he is a man who constantly wants control over things. So, in order to have control over something, you need an understanding of it. And how do you control something that you don't understand?
Study it.
Which he won't be able to do if the plan itself consists of nothing.
Yeah.
In other words, Rahadin tried to gaslight us. Perhaps we can do a bit of the same to them.
That's because if he does anything to the winery, the whole valley of Barovia will no doubt not only turn on him, but it could cause a revolt.
Well, it's not even just that, Kira. The other issue comes in with the fact that if we instill so much fear into something that's not even going to come, he's going to over-prepare for no reason.
Yeah. As Kira rubs her neck.
Have him reveal his hand before we do. And that is when we'll make our checkmate against him, once we know every little thing that he's capable of doing. He already knows some of our techniques, due to our first encounter with him. But as a result of that combat situation, we know some of the things that he's capable of doing. Not everything, of course. I doubt he showed us all of what he was capable of.
I know he has the power to erase memories.
And we know that the druids there's some kind of an alliance going on.
Right. But it's as I taught you before, Ark. Now that you have those knowledges, now you know what to do with them.
I do think that part of that there is a slight issue in that, we still have to do our own preparations for fighting Strahd, because that is still something we're going to end up doing. But honestly, mining silver? Is he going to really get mad at us mining silver?
I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't even go near it, considering what he is.
True.
And it's not just silver that we might be looking for as well. Hear me out on this. Silver ore is always complicated with one particular thing that's actually so common, but it does a lot of powerful things. Salt. When you find silver, gold, or any of those kinds of ore, you usually find salt not too far from it.
And on top of that, if we're able to find any possible rivers, I'm sure we can probably take some of the salt that's in there and find a way to get it out of the water.
Oh yeah, since our DM brought that up. Kedra, do you still have those Taroka cards?
Never got rid of them. And he basically takes out the cards and he just lays them on the table.
Yes. Kira looks at the round table and Casimir. As she looks at the other figure, Ismark? As she looks over at Sagash. Sagash, look. Look who's also appeared on the card.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
So
we're already making progress.
That remains 2 allies. She looks over at, speaking of powers, Doro, I need to ask you, did you feel any side effects when you got bit by Mr. Dreadlord?
Well, other than my transformation, I had this insatiable desire for blood, and, well, nothing much past that. It's as if I was being controlled by a will outside of my own. Like, I was a passenger in my own body.
Well, let me clear this up. Do you, hear, his voice in your head sometimes? I know it sounds very strange. I should make a confession that he has bit me. I haven't turned. Mind you, he's bit me twice, and I still haven't turned.
That is very strange.
Well, it's not uncommon for vampires to have a sort of connection with their prey. Or persons of interest. I'm not too much of an expert on that myself. I just foolishly charged up to Ravenloft, hoping I could help end the conflict, but, well, we all know how that went.
I was just curious, because, it's so weird. I've been bitten by him twice, but I haven't turned.
Sorry, I'm afraid I'm not much help there.
That's perfectly fine. I'm sure when we get closer, we'll find somebody that might know more.
And then, Sergei starts, sniffing the cards, and, he says, "Wait a minute."
Yes? What is a copper?
He starts closing his eyes, thinks for a moment, and says, "I have a faint idea of where these cards might lead you."
Yes?
And, he asks, "Would you mind, handing me something to write with?"
Sure, as Kira pulls out her, little black book that she's keeping, and, still has a little piece of charcoal that, Corey had. I really need to get it.
So, he takes them and says, "Thank you." And, not at all how you would expect, a spectral dog to start writing things with. He, starts to, take the implements in his mouth and starts, scribbling, notes, on the cards themselves. Which understandably would probably lower the value of them, but,
Don't let Eliza find out about this. Eliza's my half-Vistani character, by the way. As Kira watches Copper intently.
Alright, I have done what I could. And, if everyone would like to jump back into important things to note.
Okay.
Argenvost. Again with that name, as Kira pulls out the sketch of the symbol of Argenvost.
Argenvost.
Argenvost, yeah.
It is of the Silver Dragon.
You know, it's very strange.
which, as you peer over it, Sugash, your head starts to click because, you remember that you were given directions by your own father to head there someday.
Argon of Osthold. My father told me to go there.
All I know about them is because they helped my kingdom during a terrible time of war. Heck, they even inspired another silver dragon to form his own order of the silver dragon there. It's kind of eerie, isn't it, Sugash, that we're both weirdly connected to the silver dragon.
It is, yes. There's a lot of strange coincidences of connection. I suppose it comes when you speak of destiny and fate in such ways.
Agreed. Dragon blood. Destiny. Connections. Divine being. Yeah.
Oh, Kedrot has a thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like I said, I'll wait for this main thing to be finished, being exchanged.
It's so weird that we're connected to this one group of knights. Well, me and Sugash in particular. It's like the chariot itself is pulling us forward towards Argon Vost. Haha! Did it again! Alright, I'm done.
Okay.
All right,
I think
Kedrot.
if we look at I think
sorry.
we look at a map and figure out where Argon Vost is. That could be one of our. No, I think I need the silver before going to Argon Vost.
Kira will pull out her map of Barovia. Copper.
You know what? For visual, should we go to the map of Barovia?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Because
I've actually got my own map for this, so.
Because if Sergei's been around a long time, so he probably mightn't have a good location where Argon Vostold is.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, let me...
Let's have a look. Okay. The location for Argon Vostold would have to be... Give me a sec, because I'm also carefully reading the map here.
No problem.
Take your time. Take your time, Copper. It's okay.
Aha! The general location for Argon Vostold should be right about... Again, double checking. It should be right about here.
Alright. We will mark that area. Alright.
Yeah, so A for Abjurer.
And which spot is the silver mine again?
Mount Bartok.
Oh, yeah. That's where the silver mines are. You'll have to pass through Lake Zarovich, of course. So yeah, roughly in that area where Kira just pointed.
Okay.
So it does seem like...
You know what?
Yeah. is possible that we need to find the. It's possible we need to find Argenvoshtold first and then go to the Silver Mines because of the distance.
Well, it is on the way there.
Actually, I would advise against it. Argenvoshtold is teeming with revenants, and it is inadvisable to charge in as you are now. Perhaps one day, but not just yet.
So we go on a little bit of a mining trip. Then.
I can't think of a better starting place.
Great.
Right. We could probably stop by Vallaki, see what we can find out about the location of the tome.
We have to go there anyway for a delivery, yes?
Yes. And we should probably check in on Ismark.
Of course.
Of course. I was waiting for that. No.
Just one, really?
Yeah, Kira's having those thoughts too.
You shouldn't, Kira.
I know. She can't help it.
Right.
No, see, those are Kira's inner thoughts when thinking of Ismark.
Now, if I may, the ruins of Berez are just about here. So, if you would follow the path, of the Conjurer, that's where I would look.
Yeah, Ark just visibly shudders. Just the bare mention of Berez. It's like, do we really have to?
We have no choice. There's something there that will give us the advantage over the Dreadlord.
Of course.
I mean, think of it like this, Ark. When you eventually get that advantage, I'm certain you'll be. And the next time you'll meet the Dreadlord, you'll give him exactly what you've been wanting to give him. Good old 1-2.
You know, I just thought of something. I have a dumb idea.
I like dumb ideas.
Sugash, you had a clan here, correct? Could you possibly try to remember where your clan's home once was?
Or the home of the Belmondo family? Because I know we established that Sugash himself was, in essence, from Vallaki.
Right, so it's probably somewhere in Vallaki, the ruins of the Belmondo home.
Well, actually, DM could, because you gotta consider, I was basically raised by Van Richten.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
DM, could I roll a check for where possibly there may be ruins of the Belmondo home?
Yes. Actually, yeah.
I take it this would be a history check.
Indeed it is.
3!
3.
Oh,
you know what?
no.
I'll give you advantage on that.
Okay.
Since this is your home field.
5!
You know what? Easy enough. Very easy enough.
I was about to say, watch, he's gonna roll a 1 or a 2.
Oh my god, this
I imagine
music.
it takes he is going through the effort of having a brain blast for something that probably would be very, very difficult for him to remember.
Yeah. So as you have your brain blast, you notice that it's actually well on the way to the silver mines. So it's in this stretch of woods right here.
Yeah, actually, it's in this stretch of the Zvalich Woods, above Lake Zarovich.
Because I'm thinking here, even though Mr. Dreadlord and Mr. Dogahidden may have burnt all
Sergey just tilts his head in confusion.
Not you, pet. I was thinking, what if it was possible that he forgot about your home, considering that most of the Belmondos have been nearly wiped out? And just kind of forgot about it and let the woods take over.
Who said he forgot about it?
Fair point. But we should be careful should we just decide to go there.
Indeed. So, it would seem that we have a bit more of a path to follow.
Right.
So it would.
But before we do go on this path, I do want to at least tell somewhat of a story in relation to exactly the scheme that I laid before you all.
Alright.
Because truth be told, this wouldn't be the first time we've done this. Or at least, it wouldn't be the first time I've done this. See, back during the war against Meridel and Darrigan, the ruler at the time was a corrupt leader, Lord Cass. Demons plagued his thoughts and caused him to go mad. It drove him to having a messiah complex, making him punish all who dared to speak against him. As war drew near, Meridel's forces were considering busting down Darrigan head-on and facing off the mad tyrant. However, due to our sharing a common enemy, we joined forces with the neighboring kingdom of Brightvale, who, unlike Meridel's reliance on power, they favored knowledge. So we combined the efforts of brain and brawn, and we had a different plan conjured. The first was to instill the desire to keep us alive with something valuable. And what's more valuable than information? Phase 2, use that to make our way closer to not only learning about the subject, but forcing them to believe in a plan. Phase 3, continue to build upon the scheme to add further doubts. And for the final phase, once he's at his lowest, we shatter his mind with the truth. When Lord Cass heard the truth, he saw how much of his hand he exposed, and the demons in his mind felt so defeated and needed that their minds were clouded, which led to their defeat. And truth be told, Lord Cass, at least mentally, isn't too different from Strahd. So if we play things right, he'll fall for the same trap.
Think harder. Think smarter, not harder.
Precisely. And of course, at any point, we try to keep things vague about what we know on purpose, just to further instill that doubt. They can't exactly take us down if they don't exactly know what it is that we're plotting. For instance, if it came to it, if Rohedin truly did feel as if killing us was the only option, I was willing to tell him that there was possibly more information spread throughout Barovia than he could possibly know. And if he were to kill us, say if he were to take us out of the picture, there's no telling just how far our influences could have went to Barovia, and perhaps, if things gone too bad, in case things went to the point where he didn't know where exactly the roots were sprouting from, they would all be sitting back in their little castle just thinking, oh, if only there was not a terror cord we decided to kill, we could have found out where exactly they planted their little scheme.
And there's not to mention that he wants me. I don't know if he's still, I feel like he's trying to build me to get me stronger. But at the same time, there's something about this whole thing that, especially after he erased my memory, I believe he told me something and was like, oops, memory erase time. I don't think he'd be that callous, but at the same time, it wouldn't put it past him to be so careless around me.
We'll figure those out momentarily.
No. And Sergei actually gets your attention with a bit of a bark, and he says, "What he did to you, he did to Tatiana and I. Don't fall for the same trap."
Tatiana.
So gosh, isn't that...
The name of the woman Sergei married, the woman who
Yes,
Strahd,
my late wife.
and the reason Strahd became the way that he is now.
No, that is incorrect. Strahd became the man you see before you today long after he left the Shadowfell. Remember, he was my brother once. He was a good man. Shocking to believe, I know, but there was a time when he had noble intentions, a noble heart. But the man who entered the Shadowfell and came out is no longer my brother. And it changed him. I don't know how or who did it, but I recall him talking about a witch. A hag.
Yes.
A hag that spurned him.
A hag that spurned him. See, I managed, myself and Esmeralda, we managed to get a bit of a read on the tome before he sent his stupid fucking wolves after us. And, well, what we read was that the person who spurned him was not a hag, but was Tatiana.
Then what you must have read was a duplicate. A
fake?
A fake. A way to misdirect those who would seek the truth.
Ah, set of a dedic. Ah, why? With all this guy's so complicated. Why? Kira just had this.
Kira,
Yes.
settle yourself.
I'm sorry. Just,
Now, it's possible that later in the book it explains more properly. But the passage we read seemed to be explaining it from Strahd's point of view. Bear in mind.
So if
So
you're...
actually... Wait, that probably is evidence that it was a fake.
If you are to understand the full truth, Sugash, you will have to go to Vallaki and locate the true Tome of Strahd.
Well, we're going there anyway.
yes. After we get there.
Pretty much our first stop.
Oh, sorry, spurn was the wrong word. Cursed is more like it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So that still lined up with what was read.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that actually makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, I just used the wrong word. Sorry, it's brain not working. But no.
I think we can switch back out of the map now.
And maybe change up the music, because it's like... I'm just saying, it's like, oh, we're getting like this like dramatic backstory, and it's like do.
Well, I would, but I'm lazy.
Copper, I need to ask, how after he came back from the Shadowfell, how did he act towards Tatiana?
Well, truth be told, even before his transformation, we both had affections for her. Of course, when you mentioned she spurned me, that was also what...
She spurned him. She chose you over.
Yeah, this is me fucking up again. Okay.
You're good.
Okay. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. In the tome, when he mentioned that she spurned him, of course that was years after he first established the kingdom of Barovia, and when his rituals with the dark powers started taking effect. But before that, yes, there was a time that she considered him, well, let's just say that there was a spark between them.
I see.
To me, it does sound like he was rejected and he took it rather harshly.
No. That would be for a lesser man. He wasn't rejected. Tatiana tried many times to, well, get the man she once loved back. But whatever happened to him, she felt it changed him for good.
It twisted him.
Yes.
So that's what it was. I do agree that I believe that we would need the tome to really get the full story here. But I think part of it is starting to come together properly.
Yes. Strahd may have lost his humanity years ago, but he's not insane. Just he was turned evil, corrupted. But remember that there was a time that he was a good man. Flickers of him may still be in there, embers, but
You know, this is coming from me. In a weird way, I pity him, but I don't feel sorry for him.
Good men can be turned evil by any number of circumstances.
When men go after powers that they don't understand, they pay a heavy price. Sometimes with their sanity, sometimes they give up their soul. I've seen it happen time and time again as someone who has power, and I've seen it happen. I mean, look at my father. He became corrupted as soon as he got the throne, and
the
still
road to the nine hells is paved with good intentions.
That it is.
There is a saying within the hand of Tyr for situations like this. Thus is the arrogation of humanity.
Yes. So, as easy as it is to insult Strahd, even call him mad for the things that he says, remember that he is very dangerous, especially as he is now.
I never once thought of anything different. That is why I'm constantly planning things around him, because I know exactly what he's capable of doing.
That fills me with relief.
I've seen men like him, so I have an idea of what goes through his mind.
Right.
Do you?
My father.
Sergei actually stares you dead in the eyes as he asks you this. Do you, Kira?
She closes her eyes as they turn back into those dragon slits. My father, he was once a loving man. My mother loved him very much. But the day when he got that throne, when he married my mother and took over the throne, he stripped her of her power, became one of the most powerful head figures in Virtus Lenore, and that's all he wanted was more power. Of course, he could never control the Metallic Dragon clan, as they are only loyal to the bloodline of the family. But when he found out, after my mother had me, that there was a kingdom with a prince who had so much military supplies.
Militaristic, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, militaristic influence.
Yeah, militaristic influence. That's when he looked at me as nothing more than a toy. Tried keeping me locked away. Taxing my poor people to death. Nearly to the point of starvation. I've seen it happen. It's not pretty. She closes her eyes and they return to normal.
And Sergei, calming down just as he got serious, I am sorry for the injustices that have been done to you.
It's not your fault. With great power comes great responsibility. What you do with that power is up to you.
But it is your responsibility and your moral obligation to do the right thing.
Exactly, that's
Tatiana
why
used to say those words.
You know, she can't help but laugh just a little. You know, if Tatiana was probably alive, I probably would get along with her.
I think we all would.
Well, perhaps one day you may be able to meet her.
Maybe.
One day. But not today.
Either way, we've got several people to talk to in town. I don't think we should leave out necessarily immediately. Let's just take our time a little bit, I think.
Right.
And,
all of this, I understand all of this is serious and somber and very important. However, maybe it's okay to not be 100% okay. And maybe we need to relax a little bit every now and again.
Relaxing does help calm the nerves.
I know I always calm down when I'm with the horses outside or with other animals.
So let's just take the rest of the day, maybe tomorrow as well, before heading out.
Right. I just want to put Mr. Dreadlord in the back of my mind. I don't want to think
we do that for a couple days, and we kind of keep him. And we kind of keep him in the back of the mind.
Right.
While we go do the things that help us defeat him.
And help others along the way when they need it.
I do tend to see if maybe we can get our wagon upgraded a little bit.
I mean, as long as we're here, it's not like he can. I don't think it's like he can target us. Right?
Copper, I'm sorry if I offended you.
Not at all.
Pet. Good dog.
Yep. And you are right, Mimi. But I believe for our own sake, we should continue living here as if at any moment he could end up breaking that jurisdiction at any moment. We can't be caught off guard at any point. I mean, he did end up taking Kira without making a sound.
That's why I want to kind of establish a buddy system here. You never know.
Which means we should probably go figure out where Cody is and make sure somebody's with her.
Actually, Sugash, I'd be honored if you would come with me.
Actually, sure. As you had this conversation, Doru, who has been sitting and eating quietly as this has been going on, sort of stands up bravely and says, "You know, before I thought I had Strahd figured out, but it turns out I was wrong. We were all wrong. And now I'm even more determined to help in any way I can. And I think one way I could help, meager as I may be, he gestures to his frail form, is to at least show you around the remainder of Krezk.
Of course. We would be honored.
Our last stop should definitely be the Burgomaster's cottage. There is the Abbey, but we... According to the locals, the Abbey... It's got some baggage to it, from what I could gather.
Alright, we'll probably put that down as a place of investigation and maybe do a little reconnaissance. Casually looking at Ricky.
I know you're trying to make a point, but if I hadn't have done anything, that man would be dead.
I'm fully aware. Remember.
Sergei sort of tilts his head in curiosity in your direction, Ricky.
Don't worry about it.
It's in the past.
I stabbed a night hag.
I know that. I know that. I was there.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry. It's kind of in the past, as long as Ricky learned from his mistake.
Water under the bridge.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, let's go explore.
All right. I'll be outside. And Doru starts making his way out of the building, gives Elisabetta a notice that he'll be out for a little while.
By the way, DM, I did ask if Celicia and Trevor are okay. Are they...
Oh, yes. Yeah, they're fine. You gave them a nice brushing, and they seem okay.
All right. Because I want to make sure they're not too tired from, walking so much.
As you get ready to explore the town, though, and given how some of us are, what do you say we call this a session?
Okay.
Yeah.
We can go for 2 more hours.
Unfortunately,
Nah.
some of us can't. And for those of you who were curious about Corey being quiet, like I said, she wasn't feeling well, so we ended up coming up with an event. So she can still contribute, but she would be out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would rather have everyone be a part of the exploration anyway for the next session.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there is still a lot to do in Krezk.
Yeah.
We were probably going to be spending at least 1 or 2 more sessions in Krezk.
Krezk. I find it easier.
Anyway.
I find it easier to say with an accent. It's weird.
So our next
Welcome
game
to
was
Krezk.
probably...
See,
Sorry,
yeah,
next-
it really is easier to say with an accent.
Yeah, Krezk.
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 Yeah,
Sorry,
see,
next-
that's so weird.
And so our next game will be on the 12th.
Correction. Where's the schedule? Here it is. The next game... it's uncertain if it's on the 12th. I don't think it will be because... honestly, I'm gonna be open. I'm gonna be open with you guys. I'm getting a little burnt out from DMing. So, we'll call this an off day. On the 26th, though, definitely.
Okay.
And then on April 9th will be a special session for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It will be the Theros one-shot.
Yeah.
Boy. Yay.
Yeah. So yeah, mostly RP stuff, nothing too heavy, but that's fine.
You still learned a
Are
lot.
you kidding me? This was one of our heaviest sessions yet. We went through fucking therapy.
Yeah, it's like...
So Josh went through therapy, Ark went through therapy.
It was kind of needed.
Yeah. Well, more so I just mean, like, you know, it's not like the usual, like, oh, we didn't, like, have any action and whatnot, but you know what? It's all still good.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a little action between Ark and Kedrop, but that's mostly for fighting advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and then, apparently Mr. Maniac is sneaking another 20 Canadian dollar donation before we head out.
You know, at this point, Danny, you probably have enough money now to get on our commission.
Probably.
Okay, anyway, so Mr. Maniac says, before we leave, some more words of wisdom to those this matters to. Every warrior has their scars, but it takes actions with those scars to rectify their entire existence. What can you do with your scars?
Yeah, I know, Kenshin. What do you do with them?
I mean, no, seriously, that's a good quote.
Yeah.
But yeah, for session 11 of Curse of Strahd, we're going to explore more of Krezk. Get a little more familiar with this town, which seems definitely a lot more welcoming than all the places you've been to so far, right?
And all we needed to do was get them some fucking wine.
Wine that I absolutely cannot carry.
Dude.
Right.
I bet Hoopa could.
Oh my god.
Hoopa can carry a team with fucking Venusaur on it.
Okay. Okay. Danny, you might want to close this.
Okay.
No, that's my responsibility. So everyone, thank you for tuning in tonight. We appreciate all of the donations from y'all. And yeah, hope to see you again.
Mm-hmm. Have a good evening.
Take care.
I can't believe we bookended I can't believe we bookended this entire session of Pokemon Unite.
We really did. Holy shit!
Fucking Hoopa.
Yep, and that's actually a good